100 A&E series. Anderson, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window and Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn, or call 71.
Supply. Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
And welcome back to New York Knicks Game Night as we get you set for game number 6 between the Knicks and the Boston Celtics from Madison Square Garden, where Monica McNutt will be on the call once again tonight, along with Tyler Murray. All right, Monica, the series shifts back to the Garden. The Celtics showed a lot of fight. They showed a lot of heart.
.98.5 The Sports of Celtics Radio Network.
Some vehicles are simply made.
Cadillac vehicles are made to be iconic, and whether that's being made to be vibrant in an all-electric Lyriq, made to be epic in a luxurious Escalade, or made to be thrilling with the dynamic performance of CT4 and CT5, Cadillac is always made to be bold. This is Cedric Maxwell, and I can tell you that icons aren't just born, they're made. Visit your New England Cadillac dealer, the exclusive luxury vehicle of the 18-time world champion Boston Celtics. And me, Cedric Maxwell.
Grilling season is in full swing with boneless chicken now on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Today through Thursday, pick up value pack all-natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast or thighs for just $2.47 a pound when you use the digital coupon. Limit 2. When you shop with the Shaw's app, you get amazing deals and earn points on every purchase. Short on time? Order ahead for free curbside pickup or get delivery. Hurry and get grilling boneless chicken. Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
Winter is finally behind us, so it's time for your car to get a spring refresh. Stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change to get your car ready for all your spring and summer adventures. Their services are done while you remain in your vehicle, and no appointment is needed. Stop in whenever you have 15 minutes to spare. Plus, get ahead of summer heat with a quick air conditioning system recharge. Go to NewEnglandOilChange.com to save on your next visit and see your nearest location. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of sunny days ahead.
Take care of business with CSB, the bank that always makes you feel like their only customer. Visit CambridgeSavings.com or stop by a branch to start your relationship today. Member FDIC.
To perform at the top of your game, you need up-to-the-minute skills. At Northeastern University's DeMoore McKim School of Business, we're not just keeping pace with the future, we're defining it. You'll gain business strategy expertise leveraging AI, data, and technology through experiences, you'll prepare to lead with impact. Learn more at our weekly admissions events. Save your spot at Northeastern.
Listen.
Game day feast delivered right to your door, packed with their famous mouth-watering pastrami, signature sandwiches, wings, fresh-cut coleslaw, potato salad, and pickles. Enjoy every buzzer beater from the comfort of your home, knowing great food is just a call away. For all the details, visit bensdeli.net. Ben's Kosher Deli, fueling your game day like no other. BetMGM, an official partner of the New York Knicks, has a special offer for you. Fans, make any first field goal bet, and if your player scores the second field goal, you'll get your stake back in cash.
There will be a game 6 at MSG on Friday.
New York Knicks basketball is on the air.
The one thing you can say about, I don't know if either team knows what they're in for. On a Friday night, New York City.
The New York Knicks. Are you ready?
Trust the game plan and play accordingly. It's that simple.
Knicks basketball starts right now. Live from Madison Square Garden for the Eastern Conference semifinals. It's game 6. 6. The Knicks versus the Celtics.
Home for the first time since 1999. And they'll look to get to the East, win this series in 6 over the Boston Celtics, who punched back in a big way in Game 5 in Boston 2 nights ago. 25-point win for the Celtics after the score was tied at 59 at halftime. With Monica McNutt, I'm Tyler Murray. Gary Jeffrey is our engineer. Tyler Freed is our statistician. And the esteemed Ray Santiago continues his excellent production abilities here at Madison Square Garden. Tip your cap to the Celtics. They would not roll over, did not go down easy after the Knicks took a 9-point lead in the second quarter. In fact, they dominated the last 3 quarters overall to keep their season alive. But Monica, we hear the Knicks talk so much about urgency, or lack thereof, when they are up 2-0 and when they're up 3-1. When they've had their backs not quite against the wall, but when the Celtics have a chance to even the series, we've seen phenomenal effort and execution from the Knicks. Do you expect the same thing here tonight as they've got a chance to do something special?
I do, because I also think, in addition to that, we've seen this team demonstrate tremendous character and resolve when it comes to opportunities to bounce back. They've been 25-9 on the season after losses. In these playoffs, they've been 3-0 after losses, with Jalen Brunson in particular averaging 36 points per game. And so to me, they are those naughty little kids sometimes who have to touch the hot stove to learn their lesson, but they won't touch the hot stove again. Now, I say that in regarding the New York Knicks. However, Tyler, I have appropriate fear and respect for who this Boston Celtics team can be. In these types of opportunities under Joe Mazzulla, they are 6-1 in terms of staving off elimination. So tonight, by no means, is going to be an easy one. Yeah, the Celtics have won their last 5 games in this exact spot, facing elimination on the road. The games that come to mind in Miami, Game 6, that tip-in from Derrick White at the buzzer 2 years ago. You had Jayson Tatum overcome what felt like the yips in Philly the series before that 2 years ago, and then he put 51 on the board in Game 7. But, of course, Jayson Tatum is not available. Apparently, the surgery went as well as it possibly could have. So, of course, everybody across the NBA wishing him a speedy and healthy return. But the load will be carried by Brown, White, Pritchard, and maybe Luke Cornett, who'll be starting this game. We'll get to the full starters after the national anthem. To introduce it here at the Mecca of basketball is the iconic voice of the Garden, public address announcer Mike Walshewski.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Welcome to Game 6 of the 2025 NBA Eastern Conference semifinals, presented by DoorDash. Tonight's matchup features the Boston Celtics and your New York Knicks. And now, if you are able, please rise or move your hats here to present our nation's colors. Please welcome the New York City Police Department. And here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome the winner of the 24-25 That's New York Talent Competition, Echo.
Time for Game 6. Knicks Celtics Friday night, Madison Square Garden. With a win, the Knicks are on to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they would host Indiana here on Wednesday. With a loss, we're going back to Boston for Game 7 on Monday. Time now for the officials, brought to you by London Jewelers. It's James Capers to lead the way with Tyler Ford and Ed Malloy in tow. Those are your officials, brought to you by London Jewelers. Visit London Jewelers today at any of their 7 locations, including the Americana Mall and the mall at Short Hills. Starting lineups first for the visiting Celtics, who have won 2 of the first 5 games in the series. It'll be Derrick White and Jrue Holiday in the backcourt. Our statistician Tyler Freak could not wait to tell me the stat today. Derrick White leads all players in the postseason with 15 three-pointers in the first quarter. In this series, he was 1 of 5 in Game 1 from 3 in the first frame. But since then, he has made 11 of his 12 triples in the first quarter alone. Impressive stuff, and of course, the Knicks will have their eyes on him right off the opening tip. Jrue Holiday a bit more aggressive in Game 5 with the absence of Jayson Tatum. 14 points for him, his most since the series opener. Jaylen Brown at the 3. He had one of his best games ever on Wednesday. Tip your cap. 26 points, a career-high 12 assists, made a ton of hustle plays, and helped limit Jalen Brunson, who was also limited by 5 fouls called on him in the first 9 minutes of the third quarter. Then they go double bigs to start. It is Al Horford, who scored 12 points in 24 minutes in Game 5. And Luke Kornet will make his first career postseason start. He started 16 games during the regular season. And in Boston, they are calling Game 5 the Luke Kornet game. And for good reason. He played just 26 minutes, but he totaled 10 points, 9 rebounds, and he smashed his career high with 7 blocks in the game. Big part of why things turned around for Boston in the third quarter on Wednesday. As for the Knicks, no surprises. Starting 5 with Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges in the backcourt. Brunson needs 1 more 30-point game to tie Patrick Ewing for the Knicks franchise playoff record. Mikal Bridges got off to a rare good start on Wednesday. Usually he saves his heroics for the 4th, but he scored 7 of his 9 points in the opening frame, which of course tells you he only had 2 the rest of the way. On the wings, it's Josh Hart and OG Anunoby. Anunoby, he's been up and down offensively, 1 for 12 in Game 5. Game 1, he scored 29 points. Game 4, he had 20. In the other 3 games combined, Anunoby's got 13. And of course, the Knicks thrive when he thrives. They are 5-0 when he gets at least 20 points in these playoffs. As for Josh Hart, he had one of the better games of his playoff career. 24 points and 5 made three-pointers, both matching his career bests. In fact, he's got 2 of his 5 highest scoring games of the season in this series alone, 23 in Game 2 and 24 in Game 5. As for Karl-Anthony or personals each of the first 5 games in this series. When it's game time, it's Tully time. The opening tip is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action. Knicks are in their white uniforms tonight, says New York on the front in orange, numbers in orange on the front and back, with last names in blue above the numbers on back. Celtics in green, it says Boston in white on the front, numbers on front and back in white, same color, same style, with the last names on the back of the jersey above the numbers. Classic court, Knick logo at the center, Madison Square Garden Chase logo toward the near sideline where Mike Breen is calling the game. Of course, for his childhood team, but to do a wonderfully neutral job on national television here this evening. Well, Monica, we know what Tyler Freed's watching for in these opening minutes. Defense on Derrick White. What needs to happen for you to consider it a good start for the Knicks?
Well, I agree with Tyler in that I want to see this team demonstrate a level of focus on the defensive end that was missing, particularly in the second half of Game 5. But I also would add I'd like to see them get quality shots. I'm okay if there's some misses to start, but the shots have a good quality, because eventually you have to trust your work and those shots will fall.
Credit this Garden crowd. They never lost their noise in Game 3 last time, or Game 4, the last time the Knicks and Celtics were here. Even though Boston had a 14-point lead in the third quarter, the Knicks never wavered, nor did their crowd. It'll be Clutch. Pocket pass to Hart, met by Kornet inside, dribbles out to the far angle, hands to Bridges in the corner, baseline drive, reverse layup, drops in from high to low. It's a 4-0 Knick lead.
I continue to be fascinated by the matchup of Jrue Holiday guarding Karl-Anthony Towns and Luke Kornet guarding Josh Hart.
Derrick White misses a contested right wing three over Anunoby, didn't give him any room to operate. Josh Hart, high side wing, picked up by Kornet. That's the strategy, a big on Hart and a wing on Towns. Towns will take Holiday into the paint. Hart couldn't find him, though. Baseline cutter, Brunson catches, dishes, far corner three, Anunoby, too strong, and Kornet gets the rebound.
That was a good-looking shot by Anunoby and a well-executed play by the Knicks. That's an example of playing off of one another.
Holiday tying his shoe in the backcourt, 4-on-5 for the Celtics. It leads to a turnover. Kornet threw it away, stolen by Anunoby. Ahead to Hart, top of the arc, dribbles in a circle, hands to Towns at the logo. Good high closeout from Kornet. Towns pump fake, drive to the foul line, dish to Bridges, near corner three, in and out. Kornet seals off Hart for the rebound, and then Josh Hart fouls him. Two wide open corner shots for both to go in the opening frame.
Josh Hart and Jrue Holiday are probably some of the stronger guys in the league at their position, so that is certainly a bang-bang collision. You got to keep an eye on energy levels in this one for the Knicks. Obviously, the Celtics have gone a little bit deeper into their benches, and we'll see how that plays out.
The last two games, the Knicks starting five has played the entire third quarter. Up top, Brunson picked up by Brown. Step back, pump fake, trying to find Towns on the far corner, but it's tipped and stolen by Holiday. Ahead to Brown, Euro step, right-hand layup. Celtics lead 5-4. A 4-0 start for New York, but a quick response from Boston.
The offensive pace in the half court has changed a bit for the Knicks. They've been less decisive, and that has allowed the Celtics to sit and wait and get into passing lanes.
Bridges out high. Looking to post up Towns inside on Holiday. Contested catch, took a hit, threw it up, no call. His left arm was getting tugged by Holiday. They didn't see it.
That is, wow.
Holiday down the lane, spins on Hart. Tough floater in the lane, trying to draw a foul. Missed off the front rim, then he poked the rebound out of bounds. They're going to say it's Celtics ball. That's a tough call, too. And Tyler Ford says it'll stay on this end of the floor. 8:07 left in the first, 5-4 Boston.
Man, Karl-Anthony Towns was surrounded by three Celtics on the previous play and does not get a whistle. But as I say about the guys, they can't get stuck on officiating, so we won't either. You got to continue to play through it.
Pass to the right corner, tipped out of bounds by Bridges. 20 on the shot clock for Boston. They lead 5-4. 8:03 to go in the first. Jaylen Brown has the only three-pointer in the game. Everybody else is 0 for 5. Inbound to Kornet. Now a hand to Jaylen Brown, gets a screen from Kornet, top of the key, crossover to the right wing, pulls up for a right elbow jumper over Towns. Air ball, one hop into the court, but then out of bounds right baseline. Nice, good, clean contest from Karl-Anthony Towns, and the Knicks take over. They're down one, 7:54 to go in the first quarter of Game 6.
I honestly continue to look at Karl-Anthony Towns on the inside and allow him to make the right pass. If three guys are going to collapse to him, then you've got shooters around him.
Brunson takes Brown to the far elbow, step back jumper, it's good. Beautiful move to get separation from Brown at 6'5" Knicks. Brown in a hurry on the other end, hop step in the lane, hands to Kornet, blocked by Anunoby. Out to midcourt, Brunson. Walk up three, left wing. Short, rebound tipped in by Bridges in midair, 8-5 Knicks.
One of my keys to the game was the defense that would allow the Knicks to get some opportunities in transition. So far, that defense has shown up.
Brown on the left wing, good closeout from Anunoby, pick and roll with Kornet, dotted line jumper, blocked by Anunoby again, poked away by Towns, 2-on-2, Brunson and Bridges. Trailer, Hart catches, drives, far corner, Bridges, wide open, three-pointer, got it! Bridges for three in front of the Knick bench, timeout Celtics, 11-5 New York with 7:04 to go in the first.
As high as enthusiasm is, Tyler, I'm watching, and I'm not sure if the Knicks are conserving energy or if we're going to have to keep an eye on their stamina levels through the course of this ball game. But the last three possessions, in fact, have been terrific examples of playing excellent defense and getting out in transition and sharing the basketball.
7-0 Knick run. They lead by 6, 5 minutes in to Game 6. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey Knicks fans, now at Verizon, they're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's their best price ever on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, they got you. Visit your local Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Hey everyone, looking for some fun and excitement? You've got to check out Chumba Casino. It's 100% free to play. No purchase required. Enjoy hundreds of thrilling online social casino games anytime, anywhere. Like bingo, slingo, slots, and solitaire. Whether you're chilling at home or on the go, get in on the action. Play now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes at ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, Delaware, Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Jalen Brunson. I'll be driving in my games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me the all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing too. Just mention that I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory, great deals, and all new and used vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Jalen sent you.
Get a double-digit bonus exclusively for Knicks fans from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Take $10 off of your order of $50 or more when you shop online at shop.foodbazaar.com. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10 for the largest selection of international foods, an all-star lineup of the freshest meat, seafood, and produce, and $10 off of your first order of $50. Use promo code FANSGET10 at shop.foodbazaar.com.
7-0 Knick run with 5 unanswered.
Before the game, about an hour before.
Minutes played and just how guys look in terms of their body language. They looked thoroughly appreciative of that timeout, and that's totally okay. That's why you have them. But remember, they all played monster minutes in the last game, and when you look at what the Celtics did, Derrick White of the starters played the most minutes at 39:53, technically just under 40.
Celtics ball from left to right. They do not make any substitutions, nor do the Knicks. Holiday at midcourt. If you're just joining us, Luke Cornett making his first postseason start. Brown slips in the lane, kick out to Holiday up top, closed out by Brunson. He'll drive into the paint, hangs in the air, left-hand layup, no. Put back good for Luke Cornett over the back of Karl-Anthony Towns. It's a 4-point game.
Cornett just quicker to the basketball, has his hands ready. And we talked a lot about the benches and the depth. It looks like Joe Mazzulla is preparing to bring in both Pritchard, Hauser, and Porzingis.
Jalen Brunson out high against Jaylen Brown. Screen on the right from Bridges. Matched up with Horford now. Picked up his dribble. Finds Hart top of the key. Just 3 to shoot. Hart will launch a triple to strong. Rebound White. The 7-0 run is over. Celtics looking to respond. It's Brown on the right wing. To the near angle. Holiday pump faking a drive on Brunson. In the paint. Alley-oop over the top of Cornett all the way out of bounds. And Jrue Holiday just committed the third Celtic turnover.
The Knicks have been really fortunate on these turnovers by the Celtics. They are more errant on the Celtics part as opposed to the Knicks being in position. Fortuitous bounces for them here at home.
A chorus of boos rings out, perhaps for Kristaps Porzingis, but maybe for Luke Cornett, 2 former Knicks who are viewed through different lenses, I'm sure, from this New York fan base. There was no ill will at all toward Luke Cornett until he had 7 blocks in Game 5.
The internet's biggest question was Fizdale was using him wrong? Because I didn't even know that guy could do this.
The internet. Brunson and Hart pick and roll. Down the lane, Brunson stopped at the right elbow by Brown. Trying to post him up. Porzingis lurking. Half spin, still posting. Passes to a cutting Hart. Pump fake inside. Trying to draw contact. Couldn't. Rebound Anunoby in a loose ball foul called on Sam Hauser. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Boston. It's a 4-point Knick lead just over halfway through the first.
I fully understand the Kristaps Porzingis and Luke Kornet conundrum for them as shot blockers. But I do wonder that instead of trying to avoid the blocked shot, if some of the Knicks should just lean in and see if they can block shots without fouling.
Off the inbound, Towns back in Brown into the paint, missed a reverse layup, offensive rebound, Hart. He's in a crowd, dribble to the free throw line, hands to Anunoby, step back, left double jumper over Porzingis, rolls out, and the Celtics get the rebound. Towns had great position inside after mowing down Brown, but couldn't convert. Hauser misses a left wing three, rebound snatched by Towns. High pointed that ball to keep it away from Jrue Holiday. Up top for Towns, has room, he'll launch a straight on three, nails it and one, he got undercut, oh hang on, it's an offensive foul on Towns as Holiday got hit in the midsection, wow.
Oh my God.
Towns finally makes a three. Towns,
they're gonna review this.
The Knicks might want to challenge as a potential 4-point swing. It looked like their feet made contact. I don't see anything Towns did wrong. They thought he stuck his right foot out to trip him. Wow, they do not challenge. Tyler Freed says, a hit from Hauser, that's his second foul. And number 4, trying to take the conversation away from the officials.
I see.
Even though I started it.
I see.
So 2 fouls on Hauser. Inbound from the far sideline. Teams are combined 8 of 29 in the game. Knicks 11, Celtics 7. Baseline drive, Towns hits a layup, overpowering Jaylen Brown. 6-point New York lead.
Knicks better get back on defense.
Brown down the lane, righty layup, good and one. They did not listen to Monica McNutt's advice. 13-9, and a chance to make it a 3-point game at the free throw line for Brown.
I understand Karl-Anthony Towns' celebration, and technically this was Mikal Bridges guarding Jaylen Brown on this one. But Bridges picks up his second. There can be no jogging back defensively. Whether it is the threat of the transition three or exactly what Jaylen Brown did, which is to get to the gut of the paint and draw contact, you got to get back.
That's been the big difference that a lot of people have noticed without Jayson Tatum, who of course they want in this lineup. The Celtics team just plays faster. They get the ball and go, even off a make.
And that is out of necessity. I certainly don't think anybody would say this team is better without Jayson Tatum. But you do have to play to the style of the personnel that is available. And Joe Mazzulla has done a good job of adjusting. But also I think you got to give Luke Kornet his credit. He had a monster game. I mean, he's tied for the most blocks by a bench player in a playoff series, tied at third.
Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride come into the game as Brown hits the free throw. It's 13-10. The Knicks are in the bonus, so the Celtics may consider fouling Mitchell Robinson.
There it is.
And yes, Porzingis wraps him up. Of course, Mitch hit all 6 of his free throws on Wednesday. But Joe Mazzulla playing the numbers game. It's 13-10 Knicks, 4:34 to go in the first.
And Mazzulla, in fact, was asked about this strategy. Would he change this after Mitchell Robinson shot 100%? And he did not say yes or no, but he did explain that there's a lot of factors that he takes into consideration. Context in the game, home or away, time and score.
Answering a question on the free throw line. And the answer, there's a lot of things. But I'm sure there's a very specific answer and situation, as in right now, when they do want to put him there. Second foul shot rattles in. They'll take that. It's 14-10 Knicks with 4:33 to go in the first. Neither team shooting all that well, so they might take 1 point per possession this time. Porzingis hands to Pritchard, far side angle, pump fake on Robinson. Trying to dribble around him, can't do it. Took him inside the lane, poked from behind, but a foul on Robinson, who's stuck with the shifty Pritchard all the way to the rim. 14-10 Knicks lead, 4:20 left in the first. That is their 4th foul.
I actually think that's poor because Kristaps Porzingis had Deuce McBride sealed in the middle of the paint, and Peyton Pritchard decided to play with the basketball. Now he draws a foul in this, but gee whiz in terms of maximizing your opportunities.
You know what's interesting is during the regular season, they would give that ball to Porzingis every single time. He just hasn't had the ability to score in those spots during the series because whatever illness has slowed him down. Towns back in for Robinson, so Tom Thibodeau's not messing around with Hakamich. 2 to shoot, right wing 3, Brown, good over Towns, who couldn't quite close him out even though his only option was to shoot in that spot. 14-13 Knicks. Hart down the lane, finds Towns left wing, quick trigger 3, too strong, rebound Pritchard. You can tell they're trying to find more open looks from 3 for Towns. He is 0 for 2 so far. Brown, right corner, baseline drive on Brunson, now spins in the lane, kick out to Pritchard, right wing. He'll take a three over McBride, short. Rebound Porzingis, up top to a wide open Hauser. His three-pointer, off the front rim, is swatted by Brown, collected by Hart. 3.5 to go, first quarter, Knicks by 1. Towns has Hauser on him. They'll post him up far side. Back to a cutting Hart. Left corner, Anunoby takes his time and misses the three short. Offensive rebound, Towns. Put back, around and down. A 3-point New York lead. 3:15 to go in the first.
This is the example of Karl-Anthony Towns playing a physical downhill version of basketball, and I'm okay with the 2 threes that he's taken.
Porzingis for 3. Front iron from the right wing. And Towns, he's averaging about 4 offensive rebounds a game. Hart coast to coast, shrugs off Pritchard, missed the layup. Brown got double teamed by Anunoby and Hart in the backcourt, but then spun away and got it to Pritchard. They'll race ahead with numbers. Far corner 3 for Holiday. Couldn't tie the game in front of his bench. Rebound Towns. Knicks want to run. Outlet to Anunoby, right wing. Trying to break out of a cold spell. 1 for 12 on Wednesday. Up top to Towns. Long 3. Wide right. Rebound Porzingis as Towns tries to find the rhythm.
Towns seems a step out of his range. I get the trailing opportunity is one of the most coveted opportunities for a shooting big man.
Porzingis knows that, and he does exactly that. Hits one from just outside the logo to tie the game at 16. Clapped his hands together as he finally sees one go through. He was 1 of 8 from three-point land in the series.
Now, those were 2 valuable possessions for the Knicks that come up empty as you're fighting to maintain momentum in this ball game.
Towns muscling Brown to the rim, but the help defense comes over. Porzingis blocked it out of bounds. Towns wants a foul. It's not coming. 2:11 to go in the first. That brings us to immediate timeout. Feels like the Knicks are getting good looks. Not everything's dropping, though. They're 7 of 22, and they've missed 9 of their 10 threes. Still tied, though, 16-16.
Hanging in there and missing the 9 of 10 threes is impressive for them to be tied in this ball game. But the other side of it, they've got to stay in front of these Boston Celtics, and they've done a decent job, particularly at the three-point line, holding the Celtics to 30% from 3.
10 minutes into Game 6, we're tied at 16. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Branson Sons Inc., New York, New York.
To win the NBA Finals, everything needs to line up perfectly. No different than finding the person you want to marry. When the time comes to propose, well, do what I did. Visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers. They'll make shopping for a ring easy. Let them help you pick or design the perfect ring to fit any budget from their 2 by London collection. London Jewelers is committed to getting it just right. So visit London Jewelers today at any of their 6 locations, including Americana Manhasset and the mall at Short Hills. Mention I told you to stop by. You'll get the Michael K. treatment.
16-16 with 2:11 to go in the first. Time now for Owner of Free Throws, brought to you by Chumba Casino. The Knicks are 1 of 2 with Mitchell Robinson making one. Jaylen Brown hit an and 1 free throw, and that is it. They are, as they say, letting them play so far in Game 6. As the Knicks have a 3-2 series lead in round 2 on Boston. Order of Free Throws is brought to you by Chumba Casino, where any moment can be your moment. With free daily login bonuses, serious prizes, and hundreds of online social casino-style games. Turn your free time into a good time with Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 or older. Terms and conditions apply. Let's see what units come out of this break. For the Celtics, it'll be Pritchard, Hauser, White, Brown, and Porzingis. The Knicks will go with a Brunson and McBride backcourt. Bridges and Anunoby on the wings, and Karl-Anthony Towns, the big. Bridges is playing with 2 fouls. Big man Karl-Anthony Towns with a catch defended by White into Anunoby. Entry pass.
Porzingis down.
Out of the timeout by the Knicks. They have been connected. They've gotten good looks on the offensive end. Deuce McBride with that offensive rebound and assist out to Karl-Anthony Towns for a big 3. Got the energy going here inside the Garden.
And finally stopping a fast break from Jaylen Brown was a good sign. Brunson speeds down the lane in the paint. Kick out. Bridges wide open near corner. Hits a 3. That's an 8-0 Knick run out of the timeout. We've hit the final minute of the first quarter.
The Celtics are big in late execution at the end of quarter, so this is not the time to celebrate defensively. They've got to stay smart.
Porzingis, left block, pump fakes Towns off his feet, but then Cat caught up to him. Porzingis in jail, turnaround righty hook, no. Offensive rebound, Horford, and he puts it back in off glass.
Joe Mazzulla would consider that possession a win, and they will have an opportunity to score again.
That's right, the Knicks can't go 2 for 1. 25 to play, 15 to shoot. Knicks 24, Celtics 18, late first quarter. Brunson wants a screen from Anunoby to get Porzingis matched up. Near wing, double team comes. Skip pass to Towns, it's high off his fingertips. Caught it though, he'll attack the paint in the lane. Got hammered by Porzingis. Stop the presses, Karl-Anthony Towns got a foul call. He'll get to the free throw line with 10 seconds left in the quarter, and he's still on his back, waiting to get helped up by OG Anunoby and Deuce McBride. That is the second foul on Porzingis. Towns is back up, and at the basket to our left will take 2 free throws. It's 24-18 New York.
The take by Karl-Anthony Towns was out of necessity. There was just 4 seconds left on the shot clock. But a really good take by him, anticipating not getting a call and still trying to score the basketball. Fortunately, to your point, the whistles are not sleeping on that play.
They will sub in Mitchell Robinson for Jalen Brunson to get some defense out there. Tom Thibodeau very aware of how good Boston is at the end of these quarters. Towns lines up his first free throw of the game, and he sinks it. 7-point Knick lead. Sam Hauser will come in for Boston, and Kristaps Porzingis is coming out. He's looked a little more spry tonight, but you can tell the Knicks are excited to attack him on the defensive end, and they're not really scared on the offensive side, although he did knock down his second three-pointer of the series.
Now, I will add this, though. Mikal Bridges has 2 fouls as we're about to get a substitution. Josh Hart is trying to get on the floor. Karl-Anthony Towns does already have 1 foul. Josh Hart also has 1 foul, and Mitchell Robinson has 1. So, at all costs, you avoid Bridges picking up a third, and hopefully Towns picking up a second this late in the first quarter.
It feels really important for Towns. He's got 10 points in 12 minutes. 4 rebounds as well. Saw a three-pointer go down. Connects on both foul shots, so 11 for Towns. 9.9 to go in the first quarter. Inbound to Brown. He'll bring it across midcourt with 7. Sets up on the right wing with 6. Top of the key with 4. Spins right side. Hero step to lose Anunoby in the lane with 1.8. He floats one home. Beautiful move from Jaylen Brown. It's a 6-point game.
A terrific change of space and a great finish.
Inbound to McBride. He'll launch one from 60 feet at the buzzer. Almost nailed it. Wow. Just wide right off the bottom of the backboard. And the Knicks, with one of their better first quarters of the series, have a 26-20 lead on Boston here in what could be a clinching Game 6.
Ironic that you would use the description better, because I agree in terms of their effort and their execution, but they are surviving a 21.4% performance from the three-point line. And so that bodes well if you believe that they will not continue to shoot the three this poorly, but if they maintain this level of focus and execution, then things should continue to go their way.
Towns and Bridges combined for 21 of the 26 Knick points. They lead Boston by 6 as we go to the second quarter in Game 6. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence.
Visit ridgewoodbank.com to find out more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Grand Marnier is an award-winning blend of fine cognac and orange liqueur. It's made for those who live to step outside the box, who like to put a twist on the traditional, and believe in a world that's not just good, but grand. Visit grandmarnier.com to learn how to take cocktails from ordinary to extraordinary and live grand. Grand Marnier liqueur, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2022, Campari America, New York, New York. Drink with style. Always drink responsibly.
Attention Knicks fans! Looking for infusion care that puts you first? ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. Trusted by physicians across specialties, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites and slam-dunk treatment from their highly trained medical team. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, experience care, comfort, convenience, and compassion like never before at a ThriveWell location near you. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
26-20, the Knicks have a second quarter lead as we enter the second frame. Allen Houston shown on the video board, and why not? This is the anniversary of his game-winning, series-clinching, front-rim backboard buzzer-beating shot over the Miami Heat in Game 5 back in '99. Of course, that was the last time the Knicks made the NBA Finals. And later in that playoff run, they beat the Pacers in Game 6 of the conference finals. They have not clinched at home in a playoff series since then. A lot of people in this city, and I mean a lot of people, are hoping tonight is the first night they can do that in 26 years. 26-20, New York in front. Nobody shooting well from three-point land. New York is 3 of 14. The Celtics are 3 of 10. So far, they have held Derrick White scoreless after he has lit them up in first quarters the last couple of games. Knicks ball from right to left. It is Deuce McBride, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and then the double big lineup, Towns and Robinson. The plus-minus has dipped a bit the last two games for Towns and Robinson, but they're still dominant collectively for the playoffs and for the series. Hart will hand off to McBride, catch and shoot, right wing three. Nailed it! Deuce McBride has caught fire late in this series. He's given the Knicks a game-high 9-point lead.
A perfect time for him to come alive, and he comes and steps into that one, leading with his right foot, and turns and shoots over a Derrick White contest. Degree of difficulty high on that one.
Toward the end of the shot clock as well, they needed him to take that shot. Holiday lowers his head, dotted line, leans in, tough lefty layup over the top of the backboard, out of bounds, and a good contest from Karl-Anthony Towns. Knicks will take over.
I tell you what, while Karl-Anthony Towns has not gotten whistles I thought he deserves, the officials are letting these guys play on both sides of the floor. A total of 5 free throws shot in that first quarter, 1 of 1 for the Celtics and 3 of 4 for the Knicks.
I think fans prefer that within reason. Bridges foul line, leans in, dotted line floater, no, got his own rebound, takes one dribble, bank shot, good from the far side block. It's an 11-point lead.
There's going to be opportunity for Mitchell Robinson to get some alley-oops with Al Horford guarding him.
Holiday behind the back pass to Horford, passes up a left wing three, hands off to White, who's matched up with Robinson. Dribbles toward the left point. Pull-up three-pointer straight on, very short, all the way out of bounds. 31-20, Knicks with the advantage. 10:49 to go in this opening half.
Do you hear it, LT?
I feel it.
Hear it? These fans coming alive.
They're so hungry for a win. Bridges, left wing, pick and roll with Robinson, backing down Pritchard. Foul line stripped and a foul called on Peyton Pritchard. First in the quarter on either side. Knicks by 11, 10:37 to go in the second.
These are really, really valuable minutes as we talked about stamina over the course of this one. Jalen Brunson getting some much-deserved rest, and the Celtics are going back to their starting point guard and their leader tonight in Jaylen Brown.
It almost feels like a reactionary move from Joe Mazzulla. They were hoping to get Brown some rest, but only off the floor for 90 seconds. And the Knicks are on an extended 15-4 run dating back toward the end of the first quarter. Towns backing down Holiday, far side mid-post. Fadeaway jumper, air ball from the right elbow. Brown came over on help defense. Derrick White moves ahead. Right angle, Pritchard back to White. Good closeout on the right wing from Hart. On the other side, Holiday pump fakes and drives in the lane. One arm hook pass to the far corner. And a good closeout from Mitchell Robinson. Brown's got nowhere to go. Ball in the air, stolen by Robinson. What a play.
Outstanding defense by the Knicks.
Hart near side angle. Thought about driving on White. Gets it back up top for Towns. Pump fakes a three to the foul line now. 2 steps in the lane and a scoop layup is good. It's a 17-4 New York run. Timeout Celtics. Knicks by 13.
Karl-Anthony Towns heads to the sideline and asks the crowd for some more energy. He had an interesting choice in terms of a fadeaway, a possession ago, and this time gets all the way to the rim and finishes through any uncalled contact. He's having a big game.
Let's go back to that defense from Mitchell Robinson.
Oh my God. Well, first, let's rewind. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. Because even before that, you got Deuce McBride that hustled back because Pritchard was sprinting to the corner.
Yes.
Then you had Josh Hart fly over when the ball got reversed back to Derrick White and disrupt that shot. Then the ball whips around, makes a pass, and then to your point, Mitchell Robinson is the third excellent effort on a play. Jaylen Brown thought he had all day, took a casual dribble to set himself up, and only put himself in the corner death trap versus a 7-footer in Robinson.
It looked like yet another wide open three for the Celtics, and I know fans are sick of seeing and hearing about him. So is Mitchell Robinson. He closed that gap in the blink of an eye. We'll take the break as Joe Mazzulla takes the timeout. Knicks 33, Celtics 20. Just 2 minutes gone by in this second quarter. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
BetMGM, an official partner of the New York Knicks, has a special offer for you. Fans can get in on the second chance promotion every Friday. Make any first field goal bet, and if your player scores the second field goal, you'll get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer paid back in withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Spring has finally arrived, and if you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Sloman's is here to change the game with our Spring Fling sale. We're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2025 refrigerant-compliant R454B systems, expertly installed by our certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right, get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. And we're including a comprehensive service plan for the first 5 years with annual system checks to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Servicing Nassau, Suffolk, and Queens County. Call Sloman's at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
Knicks fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel has the highest level of charter bus service in New York City and has been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
Welcome back to Game 6 at the Garden. Total Ortho Express is the state-of-the-art orthopedic care center with 4 Long Island locations. They're open 7 days a week with extended hours so that their patients have convenient and immediate access to the care they need. Learn more at TotalOrthoExpress.com. With Monica McNutt, I'm Tyler Murray. The Knicks have a 33-20 lead with 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter on an extended 17-4 run. The combination of Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges outscoring the Celtics 25-20.
In that lead, Tyler, they've got 16 points in the paint. I got to get the official answer on what counts as a fast break point as well. They've got 5 points in that category.
We keep forgetting to ask the people about this. Left to right go the Celtics in green. Pritchard off the dribble. Long right wing three. Short. Rebound Bridges. Knicks have Bridges, McBride, Hart, Towns, and Robinson on the floor. The double bigs out there against Pritchard, White, Holiday, Brown, and Horford. Anunoby about to check in. Largest lead of the series for the Knicks. They're up by 13. 9.5 to go in the second. Bridges one-legged fall away. Too strong from the free throw line. Offensive rebound, no. Hart was stripped by Horford. Robinson slow to get up. He's on the left side paint, so 5-on-4 the other way for Boston. Brown drives in the lane, dribbled off his foot, out of bounds. They couldn't take advantage. That is the 4th Jaylen Brown turnover. He had just 2 all of Game 5.
Mitchell Robinson caught, I believe it was Josh Hart's elbow or hip or something in his back. He hit the ground pretty quickly, but he seems to be walking it off as Karl-Anthony Towns actually heads to the bench. Yeah, left side of his back.
It will be McBride, Bridges, Hart, Anunoby, and Robinson. Knicks have just 3 turnovers as a team so far, compared to the 4 for Jaylen Brown alone. From right to left, New York operates up 13. 3 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Cornette defending Bridges, who pulls up for 2. Off the heel, no from the far side mid-range. Contested rebound. Brown worked it away from Hart. Almost lost it out of bounds again, but Brown able to recover.
You see the Knicks, Josh Hart in particular, pointing and communicating, making sure guys know who their defensive assignments are.
Derrick White drives down the lane and scoops home a left-hand layup to get on the board for the first time.
Now, these minutes right now without Jalen Brunson are usually something we see a little bit later in the game, oftentimes in the fourth quarter. Mikal Bridges has had the ball in his hands a lot.
Brunson only had to play 33 minutes on Wednesday. Anunoby near corner 3 off the catch. Nails it! OG Anunoby was 0 for 4. He hits his first 3-pointer, and the Knicks lead by 14. Derrick White at the circle, looking for a help. Gets it at midcourt with Jaylen Brown. Screen from Cornette, trying to get Anunoby off of him, and Robinson will have to take the matchup. They left Al Horford alone. Far side mid-range jumper is good. Josh Hart got lost in the sauce. It's a 12-point game.
I believe that was a back screen that Hart got hung up on, and again, another guy with terrific accountability. He kind of shook his head after that one.
Deuce McBride directing traffic. He wants a screen on the right wing from Robinson. Pick and roll at the foul line now. McBride backing down White. Half spin, bank shot. Gets it to go from the near baseline. It's a 14-point game again. 7:42 to go in the second quarter.
A beautiful kiss off the left side of the glass.
McBride has 5. Derrick White, top of the key. Walk-up 3-pointer. Trying to draw some contact. No call. Rebound Anunoby. Midcourt outlet to Hart. 2-on-1 with Robinson. Trailer Bridges. Pass was behind him in the far corner. He would have had a wide-open 3, but instead, it's the 4th Knick turnover.
Give Al Horford credit because he hustled back, because immediately my eyes went to a potential oop for Mitchell Robinson. Oh, I still think that probably should have been the play because Al Horford was flat-footed, and I don't know if that old man respectfully could get up.
Jalen Brunson about to check in. Derrick White, left wing, screen from Cornette, trying to get away from McBride. Pick and roll, kick out left wing Brown, given room by Anunoby, and he couldn't take advantage, missed the 3. Robinson the rebound, hands to McBride. 7 minutes left in this first half. Knicks 38, Celtics 24. Whistle and a timeout from Tom Thibodeau. Don't see that very often off a forced miss on one end. They come back and maybe a bit of a breather for this hard-working Knicks team, who leads by 14, 5 minutes into the second quarter of Game 6.
What a flip of a script in terms of what we've seen throughout this series. In fact, the Knicks have not had such a lead at any point in this series, and so if this outcome is going to be unlike Game 5, they're going to have to stay focused with this lead through this second quarter and into the third quarter. I say that fully expecting this to be a game of runs, but this level of focus has to continue from the Knicks.
Well, you're right. If you've watched even a single quarter of NBA playoff basketball this year, you know 14 points is nowhere close to safe. But that's what it is right now for the Knicks, 38-24. As they look to close out this series in 6. 7:02 to go in the second quarter. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior like beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Because growing a business keeps you on the go. We've got your bank. Because a steady cash flow is the lifeblood of your bottom line. We've got your bank. Because your workday simply doesn't stop at 5 o'clock. We've got your bank. Dime Community Bank gives you the digital tools you need to simplify your business banking, even deposit checks, anytime from anywhere. And we back our technology with a team that's always there, wherever business takes you. Visit Dime.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Knicks fans, now at Verizon, they're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's their best price ever on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, they got you. Visit your local Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Get a double-digit bonus exclusively for Knicks fans from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Take $10 off of your order of $50 or more when you shop online at shop.foodbazaar.com. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10 for the largest selection of international foods, an all-star lineup of the freshest meat, seafood, and produce, and $10 off of your first order of $50. Use promo code FANSGET10 at shop.foodbazaar.com.
Knicks by 14, 5 minutes gone by in the second quarter of Game 6. Bodega Cat Whiskey, a deliciously smooth rye whiskey founded by Mark Norman and Sam Morrill. Get 10% off your first order with promo code New York at bodegacatwhiskey.com or grab a bottle at some good wine in Manhattan. 38-24, Knicks lead the Celtics, 7:02 to go in the second. Another encouraging stat, Josh Hart has 5 assists. The Celtics as a team have just 4. It has helped the Knicks outscore Boston 12-4 in the second quarter alone.
Well, per our terrific friends at ESPN's Sports and Information Group, the three continues to be a theme. The Celtics are 0 of 7 on open threes tonight, and in the first quarter, they went 0 for 3 off of passes by Jaylen Brown, which obviously was extremely different from what happened in Game 5, where he notched up those 12 assists.
A career-high 12 assists. From the far sideline, McBride will inbound to Brunson, who checks in for the first time since the end of the first quarter. Hart, Anunoby, and Robinson out there as well. Brunson at midcourt, 10 to shoot. Screen from Robinson, trying to get away from Holiday. He'll drive the left side on Holiday, reverse layup. Gets it to go. What a finish from Brunson. And the Knicks lead by 16. Brown urgently across midcourt. Foul line, kick out. Cornette left wing, the only non-shooter on the entire roster. Commits an offensive foul. Moving screen. Brunson draws the foul. And the Knicks take over, up 16, 6:40 left in the first half.
Somewhere, the Celtics base is irate about this whistle. But I remember a third quarter in which Jalen Brunson picked up 4 fouls. 5 fouls, excuse me.
I went back and watched. The 5th foul was the only silly one of the entire quarter. So he got a tough whistle for sure. And on the other end, the same exact call goes against Josh Hart along the near corner. Josh Hart looking around, which is easier said than done these days. His left eye is swollen from getting clocked in the eye by Luke Cornette's elbow on Wednesday. Jaylen Brown at midcourt at the S of the Knicks logo. Pick and roll with Cornette, double teamed on the left wing, behind the back pass to Pritchard at the far angle. They leave him alone, so he takes his 3, can't connect. Rebound swatted out by Holiday, up top to White, his 3-pointer, no good. Finally missed one. Derrick White was 7 of 13 on Wednesday. Knicks got away with one there, a couple open looks for their best shooters. Anunoby far side baseline, trying to back down Peyton Pritchard. He's got a huge size advantage on him. Pritchard's feisty though in the lane, and he draws a foul to give him 2 free throws. Just the second foul in the entire quarter, and they've both been on Boston. 5:55 to go in the second. Knicks 40, Celtics 24, and Anunoby will get free throws. Knicks are 3 of 4 from the stripe so far. Knicks basketball on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. Learn more at Kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires. You hear the swish of Anunoby's first free throw. So he's got 6 points after being held to exactly 6 in Game 5.
So there's some interesting numbers on Derrick White, who so far tonight has not been nearly as effective as he has been in the previous 2 games. Just 1 of 6 from the field and 0 of 4 from 3. The Knicks get both of those free throws, OG Anunoby does. He gets less attempts on the road. Coming into Game 5, he got 11 attempts on the road compared to 17.5 at home. But he is shooting a better percentage on the road. Not so much the story tonight.
It's Jaylen Brown on the right side arc, knifes inside, hangs in the air, dishes to a cutting Kornet. He got fouled on a dunk, and then it popped in off the back rim and in. Foul on Mitchell Robinson. Nice finish from Luke Kornet. Momentum back Boston's way. 16-point game again, 5:39 to go in the second, and a free throw to come for Kornet. Not necessarily the game-changing impact he had on Wednesday, but big moment there as we pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This is your radio home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 1050 ESPN, WEPN, New York.
Josh Hart in the lane, got hammered and scored. Left-hand layup off a pick and slip with Brunson. Kornet had a three-point play on the right side basket, and then he just gave one up to Hart on the other end. 44-27 Knicks.
If not for Kornet swiping Hart on the arm, I think he was going up to rock the rim on this one.
He shrugs the shoulders, flexes hard. I didn't see that in Monica McNutt's Instagram highlight reel from Georgetown. It was a lot of perimeter shooting.
That was my thing. I'm not going to hold you. You wasn't going to get none of that inside stuff. For the record, I did not put that out there. It was quite a pleasant surprise.
Hart got his own miss off the rebound. Finds McBride. Kick out. Anunoby has all night to take a right wing three. Too strong. Rebound all the way back out to OG. Kicks it up top for Brunson, but it's stolen by White. The motor ahead in the lane. Layup blocked by Deuce McBride. Here come the Knicks the other way. 5-on-4. White slow to get up. Hart in the lane. Took a hit and scored again from the right side mid-post. A floater and one. And with a free throw, he could give the Knicks a 20-point lead in Game 6.
This level of energy from the Knicks is Game 7 urgency. We had talked so much in Game 5, in Game 3, about being able to match the level of urgency of the Celtics. Tonight, the Celtics so far have not been able to match the level of urgency of the Knicks.
Hart nails this free throw. Celtics have 5 different players with 2 fouls. It is 47-27. Hart's got 5 points, 5 assists, and 8 rebounds. Jaylen Brown tried to cross over Anunoby and then punched him in the face, but the ball was tipped out of bounds far sideline. Inadvertent right hand went flying up at OG. It was helped up now by Josh Hart. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. The Knicks lead by 20, and Jalen Brunson has 4 points. And they show the replay where Brown's offhand went flying into OG's head. Now, Tom Thibodeau's going to call a timeout and challenge this call as Rick Brunson and Darren Erman were hustling down the sideline to let him know about it. Wow, that is a forearm shiver into Anunoby's face. And it'll be interesting to see how they adjudicate this. 47-27.
Well, I tell you how it should be adjudicated. It should be a foul. It may even be upgraded to a flagrant foul.
New York is telling them the out-of-bounds ruling on the play.
Because it is a contact above the head and neck.
Right.
Now, if they say it's a basketball play, but there's contact there, then you just get a standard foul and you proceed. But one of the things I think is worth noting is the emotion that was in Boston for Game 5.
Yes.
Jaylen Brown had a terrific game. Derrick White had an excellent game. Obviously, Luke Kornet had a terrific game, but there was a lot of emotion in terms of rallying around Jayson Tatum after the tough season-ending injury. Tonight, there is not quite the same emotion. It is obviously here in the Garden. They are on the road. And some of the antics that Jaylen Brown was able to get away with in Boston, I don't see flying here in New York.
Get to your local Verizon store today to trade in any phone in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on a new 5G phone with unlimited ultimate. You may hear some oohs and ahs from the Garden crowd. They're showing very close-up views on the video board of OG Anunoby's face getting obliterated by Jaylen Brown's right forearm and elbow. Man, if OG shows up in whatever the next game is with a mask on, I wouldn't be surprised. He got absolutely decked up top. I think the ball was tipped off of his right fingertips before it went out of bounds, so it might stay Celtic ball, but you could also have an offensive foul, or I guess loose ball foul in this case, on Jaylen Brown. And they're also thinking about making it a flagrant. They've got the flashlight pointed in his right eye from the training staff just to make sure everything's still operating well enough. If you're just joining us, you've missed a lot. 5 minutes left in the first half. The Knicks have their largest lead of the series by a mile. It's 47-27. Still not nearly comfortable enough to knock off the champs. Let's see.
Following review, we have approximate foul on the play. The contact with the elbow to the face of the defender is an offensive foul on Brown. Therefore, we have a successful challenge. New York retains their timeout, and we have New York ball out of bounds in the backcourt with 24 on the clock.
And weirdly, the most important part of that feels like the fact that they get to keep another challenge. If inevitably this gets tight late, they lead by 25 minutes to go, and now 6 different Celtics have 2 fouls.
I would offer just as important is Jaylen Brown picking up his second foul. He's a guy that plays off of emotion and energy, and as I so eloquently laid out prior to the ruling on the challenge, the energy right now is not in his favor. Now, he is a champion in this league, a finals MVP. I do expect him to gather himself, but if he has to navigate foul trouble, that is tremendously beneficial for the Knicks.
You're one of the most humble people I've ever worked with, but calling your own words eloquent,
Thank you.
It's a new level.
I'm feeling good.
Inbound to Brunson. Knicks ball from right to left after another successful challenge for the best team in basketball at getting challenges right. Brunson speeds inside, left side post. Layup rattles in over Jaylen Brown. 22-point lead.
Jalen Brunson only has 8 points in this ball game. His lowest at a half was 6 so far this season.
Pritchard turns the corner at the circle, backs up on Towns, now to midcourt for White, who dishes left for Pritchard. They'll post up Porzingis on Hart, far side mid-post, faces up, pulls up, draws a foul, couldn't bank it in, and that's a shot that he's made all year long. He'll get to the free throw line, but no three-point play. Knicks by 22 with 4.5 to go in the second, and that is the 3rd foul on Josh Hart.
This is a tough call. I mean, Hart is just, he's in the, it's not even a landing. It's just a tough call. Porzingis is bigger and just literally reaches over Hart.
You know what's interesting? Porzingis is so tall that when he brings his hands around to face up on Hart and then pulls the ball back, his elbow goes into Hart's back and almost vacuums him into his shooting area. So
Yeah.
Hart is making contact as Porzingis shoots, but he was drawn in by those big, long elbows of Porzingis as he makes the first free throw.
And that's just a really, really tough guard for anybody that is shorter than Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, it's a tough guard if you're looking him eye to eye. He's got an offensive arsenal in that way.
But again, if Jayson Tatum's injury is the headline of this series, don't overlook whatever version of Kristaps Porzingis this has been, as he made the first but missed the second. If he was himself, this might be a totally different story. Right now it's a 21-point Knick lead, 4:20 left in the second. As Brunson posts up White on the high side angle, pick and roll with Anunoby, and then he gets called for an offensive foul, trying to space out White inside. Ed Malloy came from the far side and says Celtics basketball.
It's the offhand, and OG Anunoby does hook Derrick White with the offhand right in front of Ed Malloy. I mean, even if you just get that hand up, right, and make yourself a big target, you still are able to shield Derrick White a little bit, but it's a little less blatant that you're holding him.
Jaylen Brown to the foul line, dishes left, long left wing three, Horford wide right, rebound Brunson.
Excellent block out by Mikal Bridges, moving Kristaps Porzingis out of the paint.
Brunson right wing, puts his back into White, turns the corner to the foul line, keeps going to the restricted area, lefty floater is good. 23-point Knick lead as Brunson yells at the ball on his way back down court.
This is almost surreal, but as we have seen in this series and throughout the NBA, 20-point leads are not safe.
It's a 25-8 Knick lead in this quarter. Joe Mazzulla calls timeout, 51-28. Knicks in front. 3:46 to go in the second. Monica, I'm going to make the point before you do.
Tell me.
End of the quarter. This is where the Celtics are so good and probably care more about these sequences than any other team in the NBA. You really have to make sure you continue whatever's gone right in the second quarter until the very end.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I will be curious to see if Joe Mazzulla makes any substitutions in terms of trying to get some fresh legs or fresh energy out on the floor. We've seen this throughout this series. The Celtics rely so heavily on their three-point shooting. We know very well that through the first two games they shot just 25%. And tonight they're only 3 of 17 from the three. And it does not feel that they have an equalizer who can create some real separation and score, although Jaylen Brown leads the way with 13 points.
After him, though, nobody else has more than Luke Kornet's 5. The Knicks so far have achieved the balance that they've been hoping for all year, and we really saw it at its peak in Game 4 here 2 games ago. The question is, can they keep it going? They have seen themselves how frail a 20-point lead can be in this very series. Of course, they've been on the winning side of those big comebacks, but if there's one team that is not going to let their foot off the gas, it is this New York Knicks team as they retake the floor up by 23 with 3:46 to go in the second. What's more impressive, Monica, scoring 51 points or holding the Celtics to just 28 to this point?
Well, I'm going to go answer that question based on the context of last game, and I think the more impressive element to me is defense.
I agree. Whistle off the inbound, and they're going to call, I believe, an offensive foul on Jrue Holiday fighting for position, and the Knicks will take over.
That's interesting, but okay.
An out-of-bounds violation. You can't set a screen if you are out of bounds. So out of the timeout, the Celtics turn it over again. Whistle before the Brunson's three, and they'll call an offensive foul on Mikal Bridges, I believe, setting a screen. That's his third personal foul.
That could be a big deal as we've got a lot of basketball left to play. Look, this is the second time, not consecutively, but certainly in the last 5 possessions, the Knicks have picked up a foul, trying to screen and moves. Just set the screen and be still.
Brown left elbow jumper. Anunoby reached in, and Brown nailed it off a pump fake. Anunoby flinched towards him, so he's got 2 fouls now, and Brown can make it a 20-point game with a free throw.
You just talked this up, Tyler, in terms of how you finish a quarter. Particularly for the Celtics, obviously they look for momentum there, but the Knicks need to hold on to momentum. And these turnovers or fouls, which in my mind might as well be a turnover, this is not the way you want to finish this quarter.
Bridges comes out with his 3 fouls. Mitchell Robinson will come in, so it's Brunson, McBride, Anunoby, Towns, and Robinson. Double big lineup against White, Holiday, Brown, Horford, and Porzingis. At the basket to our right, Brown's free throw is very short, couldn't convert the 3-point play. Brunson speeds ahead at the foul line. Kick out McBride. Catch and shoot right wing 3. Short. Offensive rebound Robinson, but it's stripped away by Brown. He had good box out position here in that rebound as he walks up to the right wing. Takes a 3 over Anunoby. Almost airballed it. Grazing the front rim. Celtics are 3 of 18 from downtown. The Knicks have taken advantage so far.
I'd like to see the Knicks come down and execute here.
Brunson speeds past Holiday at the dotted line, dishes left, pump fake in the corner from Anunoby, takes his 3, short, rebound tipped by Robinson, now he's got it in his hands, kick out to McBride, finds Towns, all alone up top, and he missed a 3 too strong. Rebound Porzingis.
I understand the analytics game you play at the 3-point line, but the Knicks have some opportunities to score in the paint here.
Into Holiday, posting Brunson, catches, fades, missed the shot from the dotted line. Towns outlets the rebound to Brunson. Trapped at midcourt, got to be careful, didn't go over and back. And he'll get a pass from Towns to reset at midcourt.
And frankly, the Knicks are fortunate that the Celtics have not been able to take advantage of these consecutive empty possessions.
Pick and pop with Towns. Brunson keeps it, snatch back dribble straight on 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson's first 3-pointer. He's got 11, and the Knicks lead by 24. 2 minutes and change left before halftime. Brown looking for an answer, marked by Anunoby. Backs up to midcourt. Screen from Holiday, who slips into the paint, catches the pass, and hits a right-hand layup. 22-point game, final 2 minutes, first half. Brunson's got 9 in the quarter after just 2 in the first. Anunoby hustles over midcourt. Celtics trying to set up a half-court trap. It hasn't worked these last 2 times down. Anunoby attacks the right side of the lane, hangs in the air, and got thrown down by Porzingis. A hard fall for OG. And he'll get 2 free throws. Porzingis has 3 fouls. Anunoby's got clocked in the face. He's got dragged down to the court. One of the strongest players in the NBA will get 2 foul shots with 1:46 left in the second. That was actually a Derrick White foul, his first.
This is what I mean, though, by the attack. Although Jalen Brunson hit the last 3, even though the Knicks were empty on the 3 previous threes until Jalen Brunson hit one, I do still think there's opportunity to put pressure on the Celtics defense. They seem a little bit frazzled and discombobulated. Plus, you go to the free throw line, everybody has an opportunity to take a deep breath.
Anunoby, 1 of 7 from downtown. The one he made was huge, though, and he's connected on all 4 of his foul shots. 2 blocks in the early going to set the tone as well. Brown tried to cross over at the top of the key, kicked away by Anunoby. Refs didn't see it. He'll take it coast to coast, blocked by Brown on a layup, but dunked in on the follow by McBride. 26-point lead.
OG Anunoby's effort defensively tonight has been tremendous. Jaylen Brown wanted a kickball, but whatever the case is, OG Anunoby is involved, and it's a play that favors the Knicks.
Mitchell Robinson grabbed Kristaps Porzingis on a pick and pop left side. It is the 3rd foul on Robinson. Can you break the will of the defending champions? You're up by 26.
Not in the first half, you can't.
I don't think so either, as Holiday Took a power dribble outside the restricted area, got blocked by Towns coming over, but he was fouled first by Jalen Brunson. That is Brunson's first foul. Free throws for Holiday. 58-32 Knicks with 1:20 left before halftime.
I can bet you that part of the halftime instruction on the Celtics side will be to go at the Knicks defensively. Make the officials blow their whistles. And so the Knicks are going to have to be prepared for that, and that could be a little bit tricky. You've got Bridges and Hart both with 3 fouls. And Robinson, for that matter.
Kristaps Porzingis, with that in mind, is about to check in. Brunson across midcourt after both free throws from Holiday, make it a 24-point game. Brunson rejects a screen from Towns, double-teamed on the near wing, finds Towns up top, dribbles across the paint, right-hand layup, good off glass, and he's fouled. Karl-Anthony Towns flexing underneath the hoop. He's given the Knicks a 26-point lead with a chance for one more.
What a great play by Karl-Anthony Towns. After not getting calls on his first few plays in the paint, he's really seemed to settle in and either accept his fate and focus on making the baskets, and now he's moved Providence in his favor. But he's been a terrific outlet here, especially as Jalen Brunson took a while to get going in the scoring column. 15 and 6 so far for Towns.
And what's helped out Brunson is a great game so far from Deuce McBride. He came in with about 5 minutes to go in the first. He has not sat since. Towns rattles in a free throw. And if you don't listen too hard, it might sound like they're saying, "Love you, Boston," but I can tell you they're saying the exact opposite. Final minute, first half, right corner 3 from Brown. That's good. Silencing the crowd and their R-rated chants. 61-37. Knicks still with the lead. Final minute, first half.
This thing is by no means put away. I mean, it has been enjoyable if you root for the Knicks here in New York, but it is not done.
Foul line, Brunson steps in the lane, hands to a cutting Anunoby. Out to the far corner, McBride, rip-through move on White. 5 to shoot. Steps back on the right wing, up top for Anunoby. Why not a straight on 3, wide left. And a line drive miss. Half a minute to go. Brown down the right side of the lane. Scoop layup, no. With a good contest from Anunoby. They tried the 2 for 1. It did not work. The shot clock is off. And the Knicks can hold for the final shot, and the fans know it. Brunson at midcourt, 10 seconds to go. 61-37. Screen from Anunoby, pick and pop. Near baseline drive. Brunson in the paint, hands to Towns. Lost it, got it back, kick out McBride. 3 at the horn. Far corner, he drilled it. And the Knicks will take a 64-37 lead to the locker room in Game 6 against Boston.
4 Knicks players in double figures. OG Anunoby with a 9.6 rebound game, so just shy of double figures. And while Josh Hart only has 5 points, he's got 8 rebounds and 5 assists. This is a demonstration of the type of total team effort that gave this team a 3-1 lead in the first place and will be essential if they're going to close it out here in 6 at the Garden.
We will say it until the final horn of the fourth quarter. This game is not over. The Celtics are dangerous, but the Knicks just had one of their best quarters of the season, outscoring the Celtics 38-17. There was traffic on just about every highway coming into the city here this afternoon and evening, so my understanding is Pat O'Keefe has abandoned his car. He crawled on his hands and knees to get here to bring you the halftime show in person. Knicks 64, Celtics 37, 2 quarters away from the Eastern Conference Finals. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
If you think with your stomach, it's time to listen to your ears. Smashburger is calling you, sizzling for you, smashing 100% Angus beef patties all for you. The burgers are hot, the milkshakes are cold, the fries are crisp, and the next order up should and could be calling your name. but only if you listen to me, and your stomach, and your heart. Find the nearest Smashburger at smashburger.com.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, this is Evan Kripel from Charles Kripel Fine Jewelry, and I invite you to experience our flagship store in Greenville. Shop our unparalleled selection of fine jewelry in every category. Looking for diamond studs? Think Charles Kripel. Looking to get engaged or for that perfect wedding band? Think Charles Kripel. How about a brand new tennis bracelet or tennis necklace? Think Charles Kripel. Do you want the perfect piece of custom jewelry? Allow our design team to make your dream a reality. Visit us on the corner of Northern Boulevard and Glen Cove Road, or visit us on the web at charleskripelstore.com.
You can count on your friends at Ridgewood Savings Bank to show you the community banking difference with cutting-edge conveniences and a century-long tradition of award-winning service. Ridgewood is the financial partner you can count on today, tomorrow, and all the years to come. Whether you prefer to bank at your local neighborhood branch, from home, or on the go, they're always here to help you reach your goals. Let your friends at Ridgewood be the full-service banking partner you can count on to support you in your financial journey. Visit ridgewoodbank.com to find out more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
This is the Spectrum New York Knicks halftime show. Now, here's Pat O'Keefe.
Well, what a first half display that was for the New York Knicks, back in front of their home crowd on this Friday night, with a chance to close out this second round series and eliminate the defending NBA champions. A dominant effort for the Knicks so far, as they have a 27-point lead at the half. It is 64-37 here at the Garden in game number 6. As we welcome you to the New York Knicks halftime report, brought to you by Spectrum. This was a tight game in the first quarter. The Knicks and the Celtics, with about 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, in a low-scoring game at the time, were tied at 15. But the Knicks had a strong close to the first quarter. They led 26-20 after one. That's been a rarity in this series. The Knicks leading after any quarter, with the exception of the fourth quarter. And then they kept that momentum going into and all throughout the second. In the second quarter, the Knicks outscore the Celtics 64-37. In the second quarter, outscoring them 38-17, and the halftime score is 64-37. Just a dominant effort on both ends for the Knicks, especially on defense. Now, we know all about the Celtics' three-point shooting. It is their biggest weapon. They hit 22 threes on Wednesday night in Boston, and nearly 45% from downtown. Tonight, a much different story. They are 4 for 19 and have connected on only 21% of their three-pointers. In fact, other than Jaylen Brown, who is 3 for 6, the rest of the Celtics are 1 for 13 beyond the three-point arc. Derrick White, who has averaged nearly 5 threes a game in this series, he's 0 for 4. Jrue Holiday is 0 for 1. Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser are a combined 0 for 5. And Al Horford missed his only three-point attempt also. Meanwhile, for the Knicks, lots of contributors. And let's get to the best parts of the half, brought to you by Smashburger.
Brunson rejects a screen from Towns, double teamed on the near wing, finds Towns up top, dribbles across the paint, right hand layup, good off glass, and he's fouled. Karl-Anthony Towns flexing underneath the hoop. He's given the Knicks a 26-point lead with a chance for one more.
Given the magnitude of this game, given what the Knicks did on Wednesday in trying to close out the series and being unsuccessful in doing so, this may have been Karl-Anthony Towns' most impactful half as a member of the Knicks. He was simply dominant, especially inside. 16 points and 6 rebounds for Cat, 6 for 13 shooting, a perfect 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Towns leading 4 Knicks scorers in double figures as the Knicks lead 64-37. That was your best parts of the half, brought to you by Smashburger. With locations throughout the New York City area, Smashburger is ready to greet you with a variety of smash-to-order burgers, fries and sides, milkshakes, and more. To find your nearest location or to place an order today, visit smashburger.com. So the Knicks are 1 half away from advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in a quarter century. 64-37 is the halftime score. The Indiana Pacers await the winner of this best-of-7 series. And this Garden crowd, which has been into it even before the opening tip, is ready to explode. The Knicks, coming out of the locker room, just need to finish the job. Any concerns for the Knicks? I guess the biggest concern would be foul trouble because Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and Mitchell Robinson each have 3 personal fouls. The fouls started to pile up towards the tail end of that second quarter. That's the biggest concern for the Knicks, keeping all of their guys available and on the floor. Towns leading the way with 16 points. Mikal Bridges also got off to a great start. He's got 12 points, already surpassing his total from Game 5. Jalen Brunson has 11. He's been extremely efficient, but he's had tons of help and has not had to do nearly everything by himself. And what a lift off the bench again by Deuce McBride, who continues to hit three-pointers at a 50% clip in this series, including the buzzer-beating 3 at the end of the second to give the Knicks this 27-point halftime lead. McBride is 2 for 4 from downtown and has 10 points in 17 minutes off the bench. OG Anunoby still looking to find his shot, but a lot more aggressive tonight in taking the ball to the basket. Also a terrific defensive performance once again for OG Anunoby. He's only 2 for 10 from the field, but he has 9 points. And Josh Hart putting up a typical Josh Hart stat line with 5 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. In fact, we should be on triple-double alert for Josh Hart as the Knicks and the Celtics get set to resume play here in the second half at Madison Square Garden. Rep the orange and blue with the latest pieces from the Knicks playoff collection. Head to Knicks.com to shop now. The concerns coming out of game number 5, that 25-point loss to the Celtics, first and foremost, the performances and the contributions on the Celtics end for the likes of Derrick White and Peyton Pritchard and Luke Cornett. Well, White has 2 points, Pritchard is scoreless, and Luke Cornett made his first start of the series and only played 10 minutes, scoring 5 points without a block shot after blocking 7 Knicks shots the other night. On the other side of things, offensively for the Knicks, and their 64 points and their offensive first half, so much of that stemmed from what they were able to do on the defensive end. This was their best defensive half of the entire playoffs. You wanted to see guys like Anunoby and Towns and Bridges get involved, and they have. Bridges is 5 for 9 shooting. Towns is 6 for 13. He's been the best offensive player on the floor. And as mentioned, Anunoby does have 9 points and 6 rebounds, also 2 blocks and 2 steals. The efficiency not there yet. He's still looking for his 3-point shot, 1 for 7 from downtown, 2 for 10 overall. But very little to complain or quibble about for the Knicks at halftime as they lead the Celtics 64-37. And now it is just a matter of coming out of the locker room, staying focused, finishing the job, and moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. That is the opportunity that awaits them over these final 2 quarters. Stay in the know about all things postseason on our Playoff Hub. For purchasing tickets to our Crosstown Express schedule and more, head to Knicks.com/playoffs. And that was the New York Knicks halftime report, brought to you by Spectrum, a fast and reliable connection backed by a 100% U.S.-based workforce, so you get the best customer experience possible. Spectrum. The second half coming up with Tyler Murray and Monica McNutt as the Knicks look to close out this series against the Boston Celtics. They lead at the half 64-37. Enjoy the second half. We will see you on the postgame show. I'm Pat O'Keefe, and you're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This has been the Spectrum New York Knicks halftime show. The second half is coming right up.
Knicks fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel has the highest level of charter bus service in New York City and has been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Attention Knicks fans! Looking for infusion care that puts you first? ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. Trusted by physicians across specialties, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites and slam-dunk treatment from their highly trained medical team. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, experience care, comfort, convenience, and compassion like never before at a ThriveWell location near you. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
Grand Marnier is an award-winning blend of fine cognac and orange liqueur. It's made for those who live to step outside the box, who like to put a twist on the traditional, and believe in a world that's not just good, but grand. Visit grandmarnier.com to learn how to take cocktails from ordinary to extraordinary and live grand. Grand Marnier liqueur, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2022, Campari America, New York, New York. Drink with style. Always drink responsibly.
When it's game time, it's Tully time. The start of the second half is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action. The Knicks have tied their largest postseason halftime lead in franchise history. They have not led by 27 at half in a playoff game since the 1970 championship season. They're trying to knock off the champions here tonight in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. It was the Celtics with a lopsided lead for most of the second half on Wednesday. They wound up winning that game by 25 points to keep their season alive. But now, in what the Knicks hope is a decisive Game 6, New York has a 64-37 lead. With Monica McNutt, I'm Tyler Murray, and a lot to break down from the first two quarters. One of my favorite stats that we've been handed is that when Deuce McBride first checked into the game, it was a 13-9 Knick lead. He stayed in from 5 minutes left in the first quarter all the way through the end of the half, and they extended the lead from 4 to 27. And after a frustrating first-round series against the Pistons, I think you're seeing the version of Deuce McBride the Knicks need if they want to take this thing all the way.
Without question, Tyler, he's 4 of 6 from the field tonight. He's got 2 rebounds, an assist, and a blocked shot. He's just made energy plays. But I also want to call out the entire roster because while he is one of 4 guys in double figures, you got OG Anunoby sitting at 9 and 6 rebounds. The collective effort, the collective attention has been so on point so far in this one for the New York Knicks. Now the challenge is that will need to continue in the third quarter because the Celtics, I imagine, will come out with renewed faith and strength in terms of trying to cut into this deficit and keep their season alive.
The Knicks will have the ball to begin the half, and the Celtics are picking up full court. Inbound to Bridges. Knicks in white, Celtics in green. From left to right goes New York. These first few minutes feel essential in the third quarter. It was an ugly third on Wednesday in Boston. Josh Hart on the near side angle. Faces up on Fournette into Anunoby. Catches, shoots, and scores right outside the restricted area. 66-37 Knicks. And Josh Hart flashes a thumbs up to Anunoby.
The Knicks are nearly doubling up the Celtics on their paint points. That's now 34 points in the paint to just 18 for the Celtics.
Jaylen Brown, left point, off the dribble three, too much, popped way up in the air, rebound swatted by White, off the hands of Towns, and then fumbled by Cornette. Brunson's got it. Midcourt outlet to Bridges. Saunters to the right wing. Hands off to Hart near corner. Up top for Towns. At the logo. Dishes left. Anunoby pump fakes a left wing three. In the lane. Got hit and scored. OG Anunoby with 4 straight points to begin the third quarter. And a chance for a free throw with the Knicks leading by 31 in the opening minute of the third quarter.
He's already gotten up 7 3-point attempts in this one is OG Anunoby. He's only hit 1. So I love this decision not to settle for a 3, which probably would have been a decent shot. Gently contested, but continuing to add to that points in the paint number for the New York Knicks and put a foul on the Celtics.
OG, hearing his name chanted at Madison Square Garden, hits the free throw. So even with 1 of 7 from downtown, he's got 14 points in 22 minutes. Knicks are 5-0 this postseason when he gets at least 20. 69-37 New York. Horford passed up a near corner 3. He's going to back down Hart instead. Across the lane, righty jump hook, rolls around and out, rebound Towns. Knicks by 32. Game 6, round 2. Hart knifes into the lane, shows the ball to Cornette underneath the hoop, leans, shoots, blocked by Cornette. He had 7 in Game 5. That's his first of Game 6. On the other end, Brown stops in the lane, shuffled to feet, kick out to White, straight on three-pointer is good, and the Celtics are back within 29.
That is the first 3 of the night for Derrick White. He's now 1 of 5 from the three-point line.
Of course, he made each of his first 4 three-pointers in both Game 4 and Game 5. Tonight, he missed his first 4. That's because the Knicks did not give him any room to operate. And, of course, that allowed him to not get in rhythm. Knicks ball from left to right. They're up 29. Brunson left wing has some room, but waits for Brown to pick him up. Screen from Hart. Off the dribble 3 for Brunson. Short. Rebound Holiday. Long feed ahead to Brown in the front court. Far side baseline behind the back dribble. Back up top for Holiday. Dishes near wing for Horford. Now back to midcourt for White. Dribbles to the top of the key between the legs. Now to the left wing. Hands to Holiday. Picked up by Bridges straight on. Drives to the right elbow. Now leans into the paint and a whistle and a foul. I believe on Mikal Bridges. If so, that's number 4. As he swatted Holiday on the wrist. 10:02 to go in the third. And obvious path back into this game for Boston is Knicks foul trouble.
Yep, and I was just about to point out, I'm sure, as we said in the second quarter, Joe Mazzulla is like dribble penetration, unless it's a wide open 3, is probably going to be the formula to put pressure on this Knicks defense.
8 on the shot clock for Brown, top of the key, now to the right wing, defended by Brunson, takes him to the foul line, kick out to White, left wing triple, got another one, back-to-back threes for Derrick White. It's 69-43, and the ball keeps somehow going from underneath the basket all the way to midcourt. Knicks wanted another delay of game violation, which would have been a technical free throw, but they're not getting it. They're up by 26. And for the first time, the Celtics got a bucket, a stop, and a bucket in seemingly forever. 9:40 left in the third.
Oh, boy.
Hart finds Bridges. Good defense off ball from Horford, but they get the pass to him. Now Brunson, screen from Hart to get to the right wing, double teamed. Finds Bridges top of the arc. He'll catch and shoot over Horford. Too strong. Long rebound tipped by Anunoby. Holiday's got it. From right to left comes the veteran guard, Jrue Holiday, top of the key. Thought about a 3, goes to White left wing instead. He's failing it. Missed a 3 over Brunson this time. Good rebound for Josh Hart. He'll race ahead from left to right. He felt Holiday on his hip, so he slows up top of the key. For Anunoby, pass inside was kicked. It wound up with Bridges, and he nails a fall away from the middle of the paint. Celtics wanted a kick ball, but the Knicks benefit from, I think, a non-call on Boston.
Man, this has not been a beautiful display of three-point shooting for either team. The Knicks have knocked down 1 more 3 than the Celtics at 7, but they are plus 14 on the glass on rebounds.
Brown pushed off, and for the first time all series, they call him for it. Shoving Brunson from the foul line all the way to the restricted area. Offensive foul on Brown, and the Knicks take over with a 71-43 lead.
This is the energy that we talked about, right? The shift in venue, the shift in momentum. There is still a long way to go in this ball game, and that's Jaylen Brown's 7th turnover of the night. But the Knicks need to continue to remain steady and execute smartly.
Step back left wing 3 for Brunson. Nails it over Brown. 31-point Knick lead. Timeout Joe Mazzulla. 8:35 to go in the third. And just what you wanted to see. The Knicks extending their 27-point halftime lead. 10-6 the advantage since the break. It's 74-43.
Now, if I were to flip the script, you got about 2 minutes to go before the Knicks would have begun their comeback when they were in this position earlier in this series. So again, I caution, this thing is not done until all zeros go across the scoreboard, but so far the Knicks are putting together their best 48-point effort so far in this series.
When you look across the scoreboard, the starting lineup, you've got 3 guys with 14 points, and then Karl-Anthony Towns has 16. Josh Hart has 5, but obviously he's doing everything else you want to see. 9 rebounds and 6 assists. New York 74, Boston 43, with 8:35 to go in the third of Game 6, where the Knicks can close out the series and eliminate the defending champions if they keep this up. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Get a double-digit bonus exclusively for Knicks fans from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Take $10 off of your order of $50 or more when you shop online at shop.foodbazaar.com. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10 for the largest selection of international foods, an all-star lineup of the freshest meat, seafood, and produce, and $10 off of your first order of $50. Use promo code FANSGET10 at shop.foodbazaar.com.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Hey Knicks fans, now at Verizon, they're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's their best price ever on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, they got you. Visit your local Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Hey there, game lovers. Ready for some excitement? Chumba Casino is where it's at. It's free to play with hundreds of online social casino games and new releases every week. Play anytime, anywhere, and enjoy free daily login bonuses and a fantastic welcome offer. Whether at home or on the go, play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes with ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, Delaware, Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
74-43, a 31-point lead for the Knicks. We're going to continue saying there's a long way to go until that final horn sounds, but Monica McNutt, you have to be impressed in the first 3.5 minutes of this third quarter. The Knicks allowed back-to-back threes from Derrick White, but they are outscoring the Celtics 10-6 since the break.
Listen, this game, now I will say I would be curious, and we should probably look this up on the amount of 30-point comebacks we've seen in the league this year. But 20 points. We've seen minute game.
Yeah, and they can say they're the Knicks have a 77-43 lead.
Josh Hart is actually shooting 38% from 3 on the series coming into tonight. So why not is right.
Jaylen Brown, left elbow, pump fake, kick out. Horford, far wing, closed out by Hart. There's been no room to breathe on the three-point line for the Celtics in this game. Horford drives, dishes to Cornette, dropped it again, but Brunson touched it last, left baseline. Only 3.2 left to shoot.
This is about the Knicks the rest of the way, honestly, LT. We just said it. They want to continue to play a 48-minute game.
Was that too mean to Luke Cornette? Is that what
No. Oh, no, I thought it was great. The burn is great. It's fantastic.
Rebound to Brown, right point triple, brick off the rebound. A loose ball foul called against Boston, Cornette and Holiday. Jaylen Brown dribbles toward midcourt, almost stripped by Hart, got it back. Snatch back dribble on the right wing, and a foul called on Hart, who sarcastically claps at Ed Malloy. It is the fourth foul on Josh Hart. He and Mikal Bridges both in that same situation. Mitchell Robinson has 3 of his own. 5 minutes gone by in this third quarter. A lot of basketball left to be played. A lot of points to be made up by Boston. Pump fake at the circle from Brown. Blocked by Bridges. Rebound snatched away by Towns. Outlet to Brunson from left to right. High side wing. Backing down Derrick White. Backs up toward the far angle. Now dribbles toward the far sideline. At the logo to Towns. Right point. Good closeout from Holiday. Pump fake. On the deck. Dribbles left side right. He pushed shot too strong. Swatted away by Brown. And they'll get it back on a pass from Horford. Down the lane. Euro step. Stripped from behind by Bridges out of bounds. He thinks it's off Brown's left thigh. Says the Knicks should challenge. If it was Joe Mazzulla, he would challenge if it was a 100-point lead. Tom Thibodeau thinking about it. And the Knicks will challenge. You have to be ruthless to knock off the defending champs. And with a 37-point lead halfway through the third quarter, the Knicks are going to challenge an out-of-bounds call, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Well, I also like what this says about trusting your guys at this point. If this holds, the Knicks are going
New York is challenging out-of-bounds ruling on the floor.
If this holds, the Knicks are going to be in a battle in the next round with the Indiana Pacers, and thus togetherness is going to be key. They've demonstrated that tonight on both sides of the floor. And to me, trusting your guy to get this reviewed is really no different, although you have the support of that terrific second row coaches on the bench.
6:32 left in the third quarter. We'll take a break while they take a look. 80-43. Knicks lead the Celtics in Game 6. A quarter and a half away from, well, you fill in the blank. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball at ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
BetMGM, an official partner of the New York Knicks, has a special offer for you. Fans can get in on the second chance promotion every Friday. Make any first field goal bet, and if your player scores the second field goal, you'll get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer paid back in withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
And Westchester. Wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
Not hungry right now? Think about a burger. Still not hungry? Think about a smash burger. Yeah, that's what we thought. Can you hear the sizzle of the griddle? Can you smell the Angus beef? Can you taste the charred perfection? The hunger's kicked in. The salivary glands have turned on like a spigot. It's time to make it yours. Go to smashburger.com to find the closest spot.
6:32 to go in the third quarter of Game 6 at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks lead the Celtics 80-43. That's a 37-point lead with a quarter and a half to go. Knicks basketball on ESPN New York is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the New York Knicks. Superior light beer. Celtics will have Pritchard, White, Holiday, Brown, and Horford on the floor. They've not given up yet, high-fiving at midcourt as their title defense is very much on the brink. The Knicks will have their starting five still on the floor. The last two games, this group has played the entire third quarter as Timothy Chalamet is introduced courtside. He's got his cell phone showing toward the video board camera. It's got a big number 6 on it, as in Knicks in 6.
Wow, a real fan.
There have been some social media photos of him at age 14 waiting in line to get an autograph from Amari Stoudemire. He is as legit as it comes.
He was in Boston as well for Game 5.
Lisan Al-Gaib, 6:24 to go in the third quarter, 80-43. Knicks lead the Celtics. Bridges picked up his dribble at midcourt with 10 to shoot. He finds Hart on the right wing, who hands to Brunson near sideline. Defended by Horford. He's been cooking them all series. Crosses over, steps back, double team in the lane to Hart. Kick out Towns, wide open left wing three, short. Rebound Brown. From right to left go the Celtics in green. Knicks are in white tonight. Horford, rhythm three, left wing. That's good over Towns. 80-46 the score.
All right, so the Celtics shooting the three much better in the second half than they did in the first half. They're going to keep coming.
It's a 34-point game, 5:47 to go in the third. If there's any team that can get hot from three and make this a game, it is the Boston Celtics. Kick ball by Jrue Holiday on an entry pass from Anunoby on the near side angle. 5:38 to go in the third. It is a 34-point lead.
Just to put a number on that better in the second half, they're 3 of 8 from three so far in the second half.
Brunson from the near sideline, inbounds to the right wing for Bridges, catches, turns the corner to the right baseline, but a back down Peyton Pritchard to the near side mid-post, double team from Horford, backs out of it, dishes to it, cutting hard in the lane, kick out far corner, open three, Anunoby, too strong, rebound to Hart, ripped it away. Another great play to get Anunoby open. If OG was up his 5th.
That is hugely important to this ball game. It almost feels, well, don't get me wrong, I get it. The Celtics' signature is to knock down threes, and they are expecting them to fall in the second half. But the Knicks continuing to put pressure on the Celtics' defense is an outstanding strategy to continue to stay ahead.
5:18 to go in the third. Brunson with 2 free throws to the basket, 2 are right. His first free throw of the game is good. Yes, he's very good at drawing fouls. But among players still active in the postseason, he's not even in the top 5 in percentage of points that are scored at the stripe. Got 15 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He's here in the MVP chance again.
Would you assess him as someone who gets a superstar whistle?
Yes. He gets both free throws, 82-46. Knicks lead the Celtics. It's a 36-point lead, approaching the final 5 minutes of the third. Horford straight on, catch and shoot 3, rattles in off a good feed from Brown, who was caught in midair trying to right wing 3 before it was closed out by Anunoby.
Human nature has been a theme that we've heard about in this series. The Knicks need to be mindful not to let human nature slip in this third quarter.
Brunson gets caught in the half-court trap, threw it away, but Towns steals an entry feed from Holiday on the other end. Knicks get the ball back. Karl-Anthony Towns with his first steal. Brunson to the right corner, marked by Horford. Double team comes from Holiday, dribbles out of it to the right baseline. Bank shot wouldn't go over White. Rebound swatted out of bounds by Brown. 11 still to shoot for the Knicks with 4:39 left in the third.
I don't love the pace that the Knicks are playing with offensively. You called it out. The Celtics are beginning to send double teams to make them more uncomfortable. They need to be a little bit sharper in the half court.
And now it comes to midcourt for Hart. Up top, Towns faces up on Horford. 5 to shoot, jab step right, pulls up for a long 2. Air ball, he thought he got fouled. Rebound came to Brown, hits the turbo button. Snatch back dribble, right point, left alone, so he'll take a 3 off the heel. Towns with the rebound. There was hesitancy from Brown to take that shot. He's now 3 for 9 from beyond the arc. 4:12 to go in the third quarter. 82-49 Knicks, looking to clinch this second round series in 6 games. Karl-Anthony Towns gets called for an elbow offensive foul as he was trying to post up Derrick White on the far side baseline.
Well, if I can read body language from way up here, the clamp down is really what the issue is. The official is ruling that Karl-Anthony Towns' left arm, that he closed ranks so that Derrick White's arm was pinned above his, what is that, bicep? Between his bicep and his forearm.
I wouldn't know.
No? You're such a gym guy, I know.
Just the second foul on Karl-Anthony Towns, though. A far cry from his foul trouble early in the series. Brown splits a double team down the lane and rises for a righty finger roll. It is 82-51, back to a 31-point game. Hart gets it across midcourt, dribbling at the Knick logo. Picked up his dribble, now finds Anunoby at the near side arc. Hands to Brunson, sets a screen for him, and Brunson is matched up with Horford. To the top of the key, dishes left for Hart. They drop off him. Post up Towns, far side on White, double team, leans in, right hand shot, drops in there at the end of the shot clock. Perfect execution to keep draining time. It's a 33-point lead.
This is the most aggressive I feel like Karl-Anthony Towns has been as far as scoring in the paint in this postseason. No, I'll give him, I can't remember which game, but I'll give him a game versus Detroit where he was this focused on scoring in the paint.
Especially game 3, hit those 2 big 3-pointers and that crazy fadeaway. That was game 4, actually.
Was it 4? They're all running together.
They are.
What a great series.
You hope they continue running together. Knicks beat the Pistons in 6, looking to do the same against the defending champions. Tatum or no Tatum, this would be the surprise of the postseason as Brown leans in and couldn't connect on a shot from the dotted line.
Particularly if the Knicks are able to do it in 6.
Brunson backs down Brown, near side wing, crossed over to the baseline, steps back at the block, pump fake, leans in, drew a foul, and Brown's out of the game. Will he wave at the video board like Jalen Brunson did the other night? I don't think anybody cares. 84-51, Knicks with the lead, 2:50 left in the third.
And this crowd is loving it. What a heads-up play by Jalen Brunson, whose smirk and little wave was all over media after fouling out in Boston. Man, this is what we mean by Jalen Brunson has to be the head of this Knicks. Tyler, I was on Get Up yesterday, and they're like, what's the solution for the Knicks? Jalen Brunson has to play better. It does not mean that he necessarily has to be the leading scorer, but he has to have a deliberate performance, far different than what we saw in Game 5 in Boston. Tonight, as usual, he has answered the call in a resounding fashion.
First free throw for Brunson is perfect. Let Ridgewood Savings Bank show you the community banking difference with cutting-edge conveniences and award-winning service. Bank at your local branch from home or on the go. Visit ridgewoodbank.com to find out more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. It hasn't even been a dominant Brunson game. He's got 18 points now with both of those free throws, and the Knicks are up by 35. Pritchard drives far side baseline. Layup wouldn't go around Hart, and the defense on the perimeter and at the rim has been exceptional for the Knicks tonight. Anunoby on the right wing. He'll step into a 3. Got it! 17 for Anunoby. And the party is on at Madison Square Garden. 89-51 the lead with 2.5 to go before the fourth. 38-point Knick lead. White backs up. Off the dribble 3 from the left wing. Too strong. Anunoby the rebound. If the party hasn't started in the streets by now, it's not going to be long.
I'll be honest. I know my job is to talk, but I'm a little bit without words. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised by this in the best way.
Anunoby, right corner 3. Not this time. Long rebound. Brunson off the front rim. It comes to the right wing, and he rattles out a 3-pointer. Tip to the right wing, and Josh Hart wins a 50-50 ball. No surprise. Another try for Anunoby. Good from the right wing. Another Knicks 3. It's a 41-point lead in Game 6. An unbelievable effort from New York. Timeout Boston with 1:49 to go in the third. And the Garden can taste it now.
A 48-minute performance is what you wanted. The Knicks are 3/4 of the way there. They have not let their foot off the gas. There has been no slippage. They are getting productivity up and down this roster, and these fans here at the Garden are loving it.
You know, tonight, a 36-minute effort might just be enough.
Honestly, who would have guessed that?
Not me, and not many would have guessed what will be, barring a miracle, the outcome of this series. 92-51, Knicks lead the Celtics with a minute 49 to go in the third. Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This is your radio home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 1050 ESPN, WEPN, New York.
92-51. That's right. The New York Knicks have 92 points here in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Boston Celtics, with their season on the line, have 51. That adds up to a 41-point lead for New York. And maybe, if this holds up, a long-awaited gift to these long-suffering fans whose blood pressure has been through the roof every second of every playoff game. Maybe a comfortable Friday night at MSG.
I would also just add to that, if we were going to give those fans any more comfort, you've got a lead this big, and Jaylen Brown just fouled out.
He sure did. 20 points for him, 8 of 20 shooting. Celtic ball from right to left. Pritchard at the foul line. Dishes to the far corner for Torrey Craig, who's the man in the game for Brown. At the foul line, it is Pritchard who pulls up for 2 and gets a soft roll off the front rim. 92-53. Now, if this is the end of the year for Jaylen Brown, that Game 5 is going to go down, at least in short-term Celtic lore.
As it should.
26 points, a career-high 12 assists. Their first game without Jayson Tatum. And they really needed someone to step up, and he did in a huge way. And he defended Jalen Brunson most of the game as Towns rims out a left wing 3. 92-53, Knicks lead the Celtics. Final minute, third quarter. Pritchard looking to provide a spark. 6th man of the year has been held to just 2 points in 20 minutes, and he just got his first 2 on the last possession. Motors to the right elbow, behind the back dribble, pump fake on Anunoby. 2 steps in the lane, and a righty layup is good. Nice play from Pritchard against one of the best defenders in the NBA.
It was a really crafty move. It almost looked like something illegal had to happen.
Josh Hart, by the way, is 1 assist and 2 points away from his first career playoff triple-double.
Which would be fitting in a year where he passed Clyde for triple-doubles in a season.
Brunson step back 3, too strong from the top of the arc. Baylor Shireman gets the rebound. Celtics rookie, 30th overall pick. Pritchard in the lane, shuffled to feet, but nails a layup from the left side baseline. And the Knicks will slow things down to run out the clock in the third quarter with the final shot. It's 92-57, so Celtics get a quick 6-0 run from Peyton Pritchard after going up by 41. Fans rise to their feet at Madison Square Garden. Hart, right elbow, in the lane to Anunoby, off his leg, grabs it in the right corner with 2 to shoot. Step back 3, right corner, missed it over Hauser. And the Knicks will go to the fourth quarter in Game 6 with a 35-point lead, 12 minutes away from the Eastern Conference Finals. 92-57. Knicks over the Celtics. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Spring has finally arrived, and if you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Sloman's is here to change the game with our Spring Fling sale. We're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2025 refrigerant-compliant R454B systems, expertly installed by our certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right, get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. And we're including a comprehensive service plan for the first 5 years with annual system checks to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Servicing Nassau, Suffolk, and Queens County. Call Sloman's at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
You can count on your friends at Ridgewood Savings Bank to show you the community banking difference with cutting-edge conveniences and a century-long tradition of award-winning service. Ridgewood is the financial partner you can count on today, tomorrow, and all the years to come. Whether you prefer to bank at your local neighborhood branch, from home, or on the go, they're always here to help you reach your goals. Let your friends at Ridgewood be the full-service banking partner you can count on to support you in your financial journey. Visit ridgewoodbank.com to find out more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Stay in the game with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. The easy and secure way to grab your orders on your schedule. Whether you're hustling between work, home, or your game day spot, choose Amazon Locker or Counter for secure and convenient pickup. At checkout, simply select the pickup location that works best for you. Amazon Pickup is a slam dunk. It's the worry-free option, all at no extra cost. Find your nearest pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
They're singing New York, New York here at Madison Square Garden. It's a party atmosphere, and for good reason. A 92-57 lead for the Knicks, up by 35 headed to the fourth quarter. With Monica McNutt, I'm Tyler Murray. If the Knicks close the deal, they will advance to the Eastern Conference Finals and take on the Indiana Pacers with home court advantage. That brings us to our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Best Trails and Travel. No other games tonight and no games tomorrow. It does make Sunday very, very interesting if the Knicks can win this game in advance. The Denver Nuggets, who the Knicks blew out in both regular season meetings, have a chance to stun the Thunder on the road in Game 7. That's a 3:30 tip to see who advances to play the Minnesota Timberwolves. OKC, even if they do advance, they don't exactly look like the juggernaut we all thought they would be when the playoffs began. So we'll keep an eye on it. That's the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Visit them today for the ultimate travel experience at besttrailstravel.com.
I am surprised a bit by OKC, but I suppose Nikola Jokic, Optimus Dime, as I like to call him, has a way of making people look ordinary.
Maybe Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein are Megatron.
We can workshop that.
Torrey Craig passes out of a left wing three to get Bayer Shireman a near corner look, but it's off the front rim. Offensive rebound, Cornette. He'll find an open shooter. That's Craig for three, and he drains it from straight on. And the ball went into the near sideline seats, so whistle blows and play stops. It is Brunson, Bridges, McBride, Hart, and Robinson on the floor. It's a 32-point game. Celtics hoping for their best quarter of the season. They do not have Jaylen Brown. He fouled out late in the third. 9-0 Boston run. Right corner three for Josh Hart. In and out. Rebound Cornette. Good driving kick for Bridges to set that one up.
The Celtics are trying to play fast. Obviously, the clock is their enemy at this point.
Taylor Shireman baseline drive. Banks on the lefty layup as Brunson overcommitted on a near corner closeout. Back to a 30-point game.
Now, I certainly would hope if this lead holds that the starters do not finish the ball game on the floor.
Well, this 11-0 run has done nothing to change Tom Thibodeau's mind about keeping him out there.
That is point made.
From 41 down to 30, this Knick lead. Brunson at midcourt, taking his time. It drives on Craig left side in the lane. Hits a left-hand layup. He's just too quick for Torrey Craig. And the 11-0 run is over. Craig on the left wing. Ball fake. He'll dribble to the free throw line. Now backs down Brunson. Half spin in the lane. And a righty leaner is off the back rim. Rebound Hart. And a return to normalcy here. Hart will speed ahead on Shireman. Shrugs him off. Got fouled by Craig on the layup. And he'll get two free throws. Knicks up 32. 95 seconds into the fourth quarter of Game 6.
We are on playoff triple-double watch for Josh Hart. Let's not forget, these free throws could put him into double-double territory, as he would be at 10 points if he gets both of them. Just, man, this has been an incredible effort by these New York Knicks tonight.
And it really gives you confidence that as high as the pressure was ratcheted up, and as tough as it will be in rounds to come if they do seal the deal, they can handle any scenario, any situation. And when they're at their best, like they have been tonight, nobody can hang with them. And Hart gets both free throws, 96-62. He's one assist away from his first playoff triple-double. Peyton Pritchard across the timeline from right to left. Torrey Craig on the high side. Hart jumping in the air to try to get in the way of a pass to Hauser, but he couldn't get it. Neither could Hauser, though. He airballed a straight on three, wide left, all the way out of bounds.
And I know part of me is already sort of looking forward. Again, we continue to be professional and say if this holds, which we expected to at this point, barring something spectacular happening by the Celtics. But it does beg the question about the rate at which the Celtics shoot the three in the postseason and last year's run to the title, quite frankly.
Josh Hart right wing, dribbles to the foul line, kicks out to Bridges right corner, nails a three, and Josh Hart gets the assist for his first playoff triple-double.
The heart of the city in many ways has earned that nickname, always doing whatever it is that this team needs in a number of categories.
Shireman answers with a left side tray, 99-65 Knicks.
I'm not sure what audio we're picking up.
That is called the crowd mic, Monica.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
And a nearby fan is yelling at the Celtics to quit. They will never do that. The Knicks wouldn't do the same if the roles were reversed. As Bridges, it's a step-back foul line J. Mikal Bridges always seems to answer the bell. 19 points for him in what some thought was a must-win Game 6 for the Knicks. Pritchard step back left wing 3, nailed it over McBride, who's upset with giving up that bucket, even though it's 101-68 with 9 minutes to go.
We continue to talk about the complete 48-minute performance. And so, yes, the score is one thing, but staying locked in for the duration of this ballgame is another challenge, and I think that's the one that the Knicks are more focused on.
OG Anunoby about to check into the game. Bridges had it poked away at midcourt by Cornet, but gets across the timeline, dishes left to a wide-open Deuce McBride. He'll take a three from the wing. It's off the back rim. Offensive rebound, Robinson. Second try for McBride. No, he passed it inside to Hart. To the right corner for Brunson, and he hits the three. Timeout, Joe Mazzulla. He hasn't officially waved the white flag, but reality sinking in for Boston. It is 104-68. Knicks lead the Celtics by 36. With 8.5 to go in Game 6.
21 assists on 36 made field goals. This team is doing a great job of moving the basketball, playing off of one another. It has been a spectacular performance, one for the books for sure.
We'll take a break. Fourth quarter action continues next. Knicks in control. 8 minutes and 22 seconds away from advancing to round 3. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Knicks fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Like
dunks, threes, buzzer beaters, there's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Not fully taken the will from Boston, but in many ways they have ripped their hearts out tonight, because the Celtics, they had to feel as if a win here in Game 6 would have given them as good a chance as any to pull it off in Game 7 Monday. But this was actually the first time all series that the Knicks were actually favored to win, and so far they have lived up to those expectations.
It seems like only yesterday, but also forever ago, that the Knicks were not favored at all in this series.
Well, apparently Joe Mazzulla has taken another timeout, so we just came back from break so I could give you that cheesy Ice Spice Sauce Gardner joke, and we're going right back to commercial as the Knicks lead 104-68 with 8:22 to go in what could be the final quarter of the Eastern Conference semifinals. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
BetMGM, an official partner of the New York Knicks, has a special offer for you. Fans can get in on the second chance promotion every Friday. Make any first field goal bet, and if your player scores the second field goal, you'll get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer paid back in withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the steaks, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Total Ortho Express is a state-of-the-art orthopedic care center with 4 Long Island locations: East Meadow, Syosset, Massapequa, and Deer Park. Injuries can happen at any time and can often require immediate attention. Total Ortho Express provides immediate walk-in orthopedic care from highly awarded specialists and surgeons, instead of waiting in an emergency room or a general urgent care. Total Ortho Express is open 7 days a week with extended hours, so that our patients have convenient and immediate access to the care they need. Learn more at TotalOrthoExpress.com.
Or 68, Knicks lead the Celtics with 8:22 to go in the fourth quarter. Knicks basketball on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. Learn more at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires. All right, Monica, what's the most surprising thing about this game for you? It's 104-68. The Knicks have dominated from start to finish. They've led by as many as 41, and right now the advantage is 36.
That it was essentially put away in the third quarter when Jaylen Brown fouled out.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the biggest surprise. Then second to that surprise, I would say that the Knicks were so dominant in the first half and Jalen Brunson stayed in double figures until halftime. Let me double check my halftime box, but I'm pretty sure he had 8 at half. Nope, check that, 11 at half. Okay, but it was a slow start for him and they were still incredible.
They will send Deuce McBride, Mikal Bridges, Precious Achiuwa, OG Anunoby, and Karl-Anthony Towns out to the floor. Jalen Brunson on the bench has a white towel around his shoulders. Celtics go with Baylor Shireman, Torrey Craig, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, and Xavier Tillman. Celtics have used their final timeout. Sam Hauser will launch a left wing three. It is short. Anunoby gets the rebound. He's got 8 of them to go along with 20 points. And the Knicks will improve to 6-0 this postseason when he gets at least 20. They're also on their way to a second consecutive win on the Garden floor after dropping 3 in a row, 2 to Detroit, and then game 3 here to Boston. Anunoby dribbled toward the right baseline, poked out of bounds by Hauser. 7:47 left in the fourth. Knicks lead 104-68. They've got 21 from Towns, 23 from Brunson, 20 from Anunoby, 19 from Bridges, and the first playoff triple-double from Josh Hart.
That's an incredible accomplishment for Josh Hart.
Bridges misses a right corner 3.
The last Knicks to have a playoff triple-double was Clyde in the 1972 finals.
Unbelievable.
Game 1 versus the Lakers, and so Hart joins Walt Clyde Frazier and Dick McGuire, and he's the third Knick to do that.
They're cheering for P.J. Tucker here at MSG.
Which I think would be appropriate.
Pritchard slips inside and nails a mid-range jumper. 104-70 with 7:20 to go. And you hear so much about how he improved the toughness and just mentality of this team. And even simple things like defensive communication since the Knicks picked him up. Yeah,
and you know, the Knicks have a roster of really nice guys, right? And sometimes in sport, there's a little bit of adversity. Somebody's got to be a little gritty, maybe a little nasty on occasion as OG Anunoby hits a 3 from the top of the key. And P.J. Tucker just made it comfortable to hold one another accountable in real time and to say something.
Anunoby is 3 of 6 from downtown since missing 6 of his first 7. Sam Hauser on the other end has a chance at a 4-point play, a 3 from the top of the arc. And then he got bumped by McBride. So it's 107-73, a 34-point Knick lead with 6:52 to go in the fourth and a free throw coming for Hauser. But for OG, very nice to see him catching a little bit of fire from three-point land as Hauser gets the bucket to go. There is a stretch from all of Game 5 to the beginning of Game 6. He was a combined 2 of 18 overall. They need that shot to go down to the next round, and maybe the next 2 rounds. As Towns goes back to midcourt with McBride. It's going to drain some clock. 10 to shoot, 6:38 to play. Nixon, 6th chance. Spark up again. Towns to the right elbow. Muscles past Hauser. Righty flip shot is too strong, and then he fouled Hauser fighting for the rebound. But Towns picks up his 3rd. It could be his first game of the series with fewer than 4 fouls, as you have to be near bench emptying time if you're Tom Thibodeau.
I would certainly think so. I don't think Jalen Brunson or Josh Hart should be returning to action. Now you want to get your other 3 starters off the floor as well.
Pritchard up top. Hesitation dribble in the lane, left side. Couldn't hit the layup around Towns, who's played exceptional defense in this game. Bridges on the other end, right wing 3. Got another one. Bridges is 4 of 7 from beyond the arc and a 22-point game.
The Knicks are laying it on thick, baby. 7th Avenue is going to be rocking if it's not already.
4 starters with 20-plus points. 110-74. Hauser flips home a left-hand layup off a catch and drive down the middle of the lane. 34-point game, halfway through the 4th quarter of Game 6. We're going to see a lot of fans screaming into video cameras, hoping to go viral. But there is no beating the original. Tell me a little something, KD. Don't you regret not coming to the Knicks? Offensive foul on Karl-Anthony Towns, moving screen, top of the arc, so he will pick up his 4th foul. As the bench is further emptied for Boston.
Okay, we're rapidly approaching the 5-minute mark on the orange and blue sideline.
Jordan Walsh and J.D. Davidson have checked in for the Celtics. Davidson hit a 3 in Wednesday's Game 5. Torrey Craig up top. We'll hand to Baylor Shireman. Dribble was stonewalled by Anunoby in the far corner. Now Craig behind the back dribble right wing. Back to Shireman. Pump fake at the logo is successful. Anunoby bit on it, but then the reload 3 from Shireman missed short. Rebound Towns, outlet to McBride. And it's Brunson walking to the scorer's table.
He better not be.
No, he was walking to Tom Thibodeau to say, get Landry Shamet in, and Shamet hops off the bench. Anunoby lost his dribble out of bounds left baseline, and Shamet will come in. 5:02 to go in the 4th, and the Knicks are in control. Big hand for Landry Shamet.
Shamet shouldn't be the only one at this point. All right, here we go. Here comes Campaign. I don't know if he got to the table early enough.
It will be Payne coming in. Nemias Queta will check in for Boston. And a rousing ovation for Karl-Anthony Towns, who came to play tonight. 21 points, 12 rebounds. He's had 20 and 10 now in 3 of the last 4 games. And here comes P.J. Tucker. Lefty jump hook from Xavier Tillman drops in from the middle of the paint. It is 110-78 New York. 4:42 left in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
This is so surreal.
I, too, do not feel like this is actually happening. Left side of the paint. Achua drives. Scoop shot no with the left hand. First tip missed. The second one didn't. And Achua's on the board. It's 112-78. Mikal Bridges fouls Torrey Craig, and that allows Campaign and P.J. Tucker to come in.
Very cool. Very special. P.J. Tucker, when he was acquired by this team, we were in Sacramento, and he talked about liking what the Knicks were doing and wanting to be a part of this and staying ready for a potential opportunity. That's a huge compliment from a champion in this league with multiple teams.
Shireman, pump fake, top of the key, drives right side. Another pump fake. He's stonewalled by Achua. Now Tillman, a catch, a dribble drive in the paint, underneath the hoop, pump fake, and a dish out to Shireman. Pump fake, sidestep, reload 3 off the side of the backboard, right to Queta, who scoops home a right-hand shot to make it 112-80.
Check that, multiple finals appearances, one-time champion.
Campaign from left to right. 3:47 left in the 4th. It's Payne, Shamet, McBride, Tucker, and Achua. Payne for 3, off the mark from the far corner. It's a party atmosphere right now, but if you get Campaign a little bit of a rhythm from downtown, that can certainly help this bench unit heading to the Eastern Conference Finals, which, yes, the Knicks will appear in for the first time since the year 2000.
This crowd reacted to the defensive effort one-on-one by P.J. Tucker coming up with that stop.
Deuce McBride already hearing his name chanted as he dribbles toward the left wing. Jordan Walsh forced him back. Now to the top of the circle, McBride, pocket pass to Achua. Righty push out for the dotted line is hard off the glass. And J.D. Davidson will bring it up the other way with 3 minutes to go. Davidson to the near elbow, puts a shoulder into Payne and didn't get the roll on a floater from the middle of the paint. Rebound to Achua, he'll take it coast to coast. Anything can happen here. Precious with the ball in the open court. They'll bring it back to center court, though, with Campaign. 112-80. Knicks in control. Payne hesitates, drives, lost the ball out of bounds to the right baseline as Keita shook him up a bit with a quick step.
Anything could happen. You're absolutely right.
And Tyler Kolek will come into the game. The bench is almost fully empty. Deuce McBride, the only regular on the floor at the moment. So some rest for the starters, and the rest will continue. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all off days for the Knicks. Of course, they'll practice, but they won't play game one until Wednesday. McBride, a steal and a scamper up court. He finds Shamet for three, off the mark from the left wing. We'd love to see Shamet get his first three-pointer of this series.
They will also have home court when things open up here at the Garden on Wednesday, which is thrilling as the Pacers present a certainly formidable test and opponent.
Tucker fouls Walsh to get Kolek into the game for McBride. Knicks 112, Celtics 80, a 32-point lead with 2 minutes to go. You know what I keep thinking about, Monica?
Tell me.
February 23rd in Boston.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock game. The Knicks have been blown out twice by the Celtics. They were trying to make a statement. They got blown out again.
Yep.
And you started to wonder, as these two teams were solidified in the 2 and 3 matchup, what would it look like when they squared off in the playoffs?
I started to wonder. I think you and I were sitting post-game and asked, could anybody beat the Celtics?
I was asking, could the Knicks beat the Celtics? But they figured out over those 2 months exactly how good they could be when everything was moving in the right direction, and how good they could be on defense with Mitchell Robinson in the fold. The matchup between Robinson and Porzingis was hampered with that illness all series. Hard to imagine a more important matchup being won anywhere else on the court than Robinson over Porzingis. Davidson got fouled, made the first free throw, missed the second. Nixon, 6-chance start up again as Tillman off the offensive rebound misfires on the left wing three. Rebound was lost out of bounds by Keita. And the Knicks will take over. 1:49 to go in Game 6. They're up by 31.
This is it is an opportunity to really build some equity, some confidence moving forward as the tests only continue to get steeper. But to your point, Tyler, when this team plays its best basketball and puts its best foot forward on both sides of the basketball, they're damn hard to beat.
Knicks got a big win in the Achua-Tillman matchup as Precious hits a righty jump hook in the middle of the paint. 114-81. 1:26 left before the party can officially start. Davidson poked away from behind by Payne. Long outlet to Achua at midcourt. He'll race up to the hoop and got fouled from behind by Keita. Ed Malloy, he's got no quit in that zebra jersey. Calling fouls at the very end of Game 6. 1:17 to go in the fourth quarter. Knicks 114, Celtics 81.
Really, really exciting stuff for these fans, for this team. Just a great year. I think they came in, matter of fact, so much talk. Remember at the beginning of the season was that the Knicks were no longer as good as they were last year. Those moves, it shifted their heart. They don't have the same grit. You remember that?
I didn't understand that for a second.
I understood where it was coming from, but I also thought it was miscalculated and inaccurate, which this team has come to prove over the course of this season.
Well, it was reported that Campaign said, thank God for the Pistons forcing the Knicks to play more tough than they had all year.
Now, I second that sentiment.
We're singing goodbye to the Celtics. Keita in the lane, catches, shoots, stripped by Payne. Final minute, Game 6. A long-awaited, relaxing Knick win. Tyler Kolek hits a three from the right wing, and he waves goodbye to the Celtics. 49 seconds left. It's a 38-point lead.
6 players into double figures, 20 points off of your bench, a 46% night from the field, and stifling the Celtics offense. What a way to move into the second round.
Tucker in the right corner. Fans wanted a shot. He'll dish to Kolek, who attacks from the right wing. Kicks out to Payne. Behind the back pass from the far wing to the top of the key. Achua spins in the paint. Lost the handle. Keita has it. Now Davidson ahead. Hesitates on the left side of the paint and couldn't bank on the lefty layup. Tillman's follow missed, and Payne gets the rebound with the shot clock turned off. Well, when Jalen Brunson was waving to the crowd in Boston, I guess he was waving goodbye. If you want to knock off the champions, you have to play like champions. And the Knicks did that tonight. A 119-81 win. And the outcome that no one in the NBA saw coming, aside from the New York Knicks themselves. Knicks in 6. And they're on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years.
The record after a loss also improves to 4-0. They did a great job of self-correcting after a less than stellar performance in Game 5. And now they'll have the opportunity to rest. And it is a rematch of last year's second round. And of course, many a historic battle between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers.
119-81, the final score. It's been 26 years since the Knicks have clinched a playoff series at home. And forgive me, Monica, but tonight we're going to party like it's 1999. They answered every question that fans, media, and anyone around the NBA had of them. Would they wilt under the pressure of what wasn't a must-win, but probably a can't-lose Game 6? Not only did they not wilt, they dominated. 7th and 8th Avenue are jammed. And the party has only just begun. And it might last all the way to Wednesday's Game 1 with the Pacers coming in. And who knows, the Knicks, they might be favored to win the title if Denver knocks off OKC on Sunday.